Red box, man. We on.
Yes, 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 yes. Live in the flesh. Yes, sir. Good Friday, good weekend coming up. Got a great doubleheader. Oh man, weekend looking good, man. Sunday, Knicks, NFL, news, draft. Hey man, just great time for sports. What's going on?
I'm feeling good. I guess I'm getting over the Knicks. No more hangover. Getting ready for this series. I gotta, we gotta talk about that. Like you said, double
Yeah,
headers. We got, every date to be announced. You know how it is with the family. The wife gonna tell you the schedule when it's time to take the schedule, and then you gotta follow suit. So I'm
yes, sir.
hopefully I get enough service to watch that Knicks game. She hates when I go out with them and I got the Knicks on my phone. She's like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "Listen, you know who you married, baby."
That's
But
right.
we in the mix. Uh, we normally let's go. We in the building. Turbo, what's good, baby?
Yeah, let's go Turbo. What up? What up? What up?
We've been trying to keep up with the NFL and NFL draft so far lately. All ball.
Yeah, hey man, NFL is a big thing, man. Of course we got to run down at least the first top 10 picks of the first round. Um, like I said, man, in the NFL is, if not compared to soccer, the biggest sport. As much as we, basketball fanatics, we want to be a sports show and be fed everybody. Yesterday was the NFL draft, so if y'all give us a few, my guy Fabian gonna run off, man, the top 10 picks in the draft and the teams that they went to.
So we got number one, Carolina Panthers with Bryce Young. That's from Chicago. They made that trade earlier in the year. I remember them doing that.
Right.
He's from Alabama, quarterback from Alabama. Houston Texans had that second and third pick. He got that from Arizona. That's big time.
That's
CJ
nice.
Stroud. Yep, CJ Stroud out of Ohio State. Their quarterback. And they got a linebacker number 3. That's really interesting. Will
But
Anderson Jr.
yeah, but real quick, just to piggyback a little bit, they still got that great wide receiver over there, but them with the quarterback situation, man, they in a tough spot, man. But that's good for them to have the second and third pick. Those are some good picks. But yeah, man, they got a bright future looking ahead for them.
What's the quarterback situation?
Remember, remember he went to the Cleveland Browns.
Right. Okay. So CJ Stroud, I'm not sure how I don't watch college football. I don't watch football. CJ Stroud, obviously number 2 pick. That's a big two of the two top picks of quarterbacks. That's
Yeah,
major.
and that's my point. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, because that's a position that in the NFL, without a quarterback, you're not winning. I wouldn't care how good your defense is. I don't care how good your offense is. But yeah. So we gonna see.
So make that 3 out of the top 4 picks. Indianapolis Colts, Anthony Richardson, quarterback out of Florida. Then
Okay.
5th, Seattle Seahawks. This is from Denver. I would guess that's from what's this guy? Why would they do that? I'm sorry. Seahawks from Russell Wilson. That must
Yeah.
be from that draft pick, unless there was something else that went on. They took
Hey,
Devin
but,
Hen.
but hold on, Russell Wilson right now. The Seahawks looking like they won that trade because he looks terrible in Denver.
Yeah.
Hopefully he make up for that and have a great season this year. So big shout out to the Seahawks.
See, football is just. I was a big football fan. I was on. You could ask shout out Joe Rose. You could ask him how I felt about the Seahawks back then because I was on Madden so much. I would know who. Like I was ill on Madden, so I would take like the fastest dudes, put them on the line. Bruce Irvin was out there, so Russell Wilson always had a certain type of game that there's a reason why it was almost like a manager, like a game manager, or like
Right,
a
right,
pitcher that
right.
threw curveballs or softball. Like you don't want him going out there throwing fastballs or trying to get throw 100 times. That's not Russell Wilson's game. So and what's his name? Pete Carroll. I don't know if we can call him a legend, but he might be a
Yeah.
legend. I mean, he's kind of infamous more than anything
His, his
else.
his legend might be retracted from he might have the worst play call in sports history, let alone NFL history.
That
So
has to be it, right? That has to be the worst call ever.
you got the game
Any
one.
any sport.
Listen, I don't know if it's that or the Mets in the World Series where he missed the ground ball.
No, but see that, but that was a misplay. Like
All right, all
you
right,
got
yeah, but a play call. Okay,
Marshawn Lynch is arguably the best running back in the game at that time. He's beast
exactly.
mode.
And they that ball was thrown on the second down.
And what made it worse was that cornerback and Belichick prepared that cornerback for that same play.
If I'm not mistaken, he was a rookie at that time too.
Maybe, but he prepared him for that same exact play during practice leading up to the Super Bowl. Like, don't play with Belichick, bro. What are you what are you doing?
Yeah, you do not play with Darth Vader. Sorry.
Nah, Darth Vader, come on, man. Anakin is Anakin. Number 6, Arizona from Los Angeles Rams through the Detroit Lions. Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. He's an offensive tackle. That's the first offensive lineman we see up here in the top 6 draft picks, and that surprises the hell out of me.
That's rare. Yeah, that's rare.
Offensive tackle, offensive lineman, the most. Talk about quarterbacks.
Second most important position in football.
I might arguably first. You know what I mean? Like that's how that left side, that blind side. After you watch the movie, and I recommend everybody read that book, The Blind Side. You'll learn why Lawrence Taylor is the best that ever did it. The best that ever did it in football. He is the icon for football. And it's ironic that the left tackle has the same initials as Lawrence Taylor, LT. But that blind side, he embodied it. He was just a trailblazer for it. But offensive lineman, come on now. Oh, and especially on the blind side, I'm just shocked that they, went number 6. Even though you have three quarterbacks here, a cornerback and a left linebacker, to choose a skill position like a cornerback is tough. Over an offensive tackle, that says a lot about Devon Witherspoon. That was number 6. Number 7, Las Vegas Raiders, Tyree Wilson at the defensive end from Texas Tech. Okay. Atlanta Falcons, number 8, with Bijan Robinson out of Texas, a running back out of Texas. That's big time. A running back in the top 10 is crazy.
Yeah, that mean he's tough.
Yeah, he got to be ill.
Usually running backs go late first round, second round at best.
Right. Wow. Right. Number 9, the Eagles from Carolina through Chicago with Jalen Carter, defensive tackle. Chicago Bears from New Orleans through Philadelphia, Darnell Wright, offensive tackle. So 2 offensive tackles in the top 10. Okay. One defensive tackle, 1 defensive lineman. So we have 1 defensive lineman, 1 running back, and 1 offensive lineman, 1 running back, and what do we say? 1 cornerback. The rest predominantly quarterbacks. You got 3 out of the top 10, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Do we have any like I saw the people reacting to the Jets pick with Will McDonald. He's a linebacker, and people were really going. I seen pick your side. They were going crazy over. He's a Jets fan.
Yeah, I've seen all that. I mean, we know why they're really going crazy. Let's cut the BS. Stop it.
Right.
Stop it.
And so number 11, Detroit Lions. They got it from Cleveland through Houston and Arizona. This is crazy. Jahmyr Gibbs, forgive me if I get your name wrong, running back out of Alabama. And Green Bay, this is the pick they got from the Jets for the Aaron Rodgers pick. Lucas Von Ness, a defensive end out of Iowa. The Steelers got from New England this draft pick, Broderick Jones, an offensive tackle. So there's 3 offensive tackles in the top 15. And then there's Will McDonald making the second linebacker out of the top 15. Will McDonald, the 4th out of Iowa State. And, yeah, that's the number 15 pick.
Okay.
And out of – wait, this is round – okay, good. So Washington Commanders at number 16, Emmanuel Forbes, a cornerback. New England Patriots from Pittsburgh, Christian Gonzalez, a cornerback from Oregon. Detroit Lions, Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kalijah Kancey out of Pittsburgh. Seattle Seahawks, Jason Smith Nigba out of Ohio State, a wide receiver. Round 1, pick 21, choice forfeited, Miami Dolphins. That's what they got. That was what cost them with the Tom Brady thing.
Yeah.
That's why he was contemplating coming back. And you can't. That's when we talk about politics, bro. Brady got that bag waiting for him at Fox Sports. But you also
$300 million.
Yeah, you also don't want to make bad for business in Miami like that. Obviously, they had something going on, and there was also something going on with the coach in there. With Belichick text the wrong person for the Giants job that the ball eventually got.
Right. It's always something going around with them dudes, man.
A lot of funny business, and big money though. Big money. Come on now, it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Chargers, Quentin Johnson, wide receiver. So that's 2 wide receivers in the top 25 so far? Yeah. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Sound like a solid draft so far.
Yeah, make it 3 now. Minnesota, Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. New York Giants, it's my squad. Your squad as well. From Jacksonville, Deonte Banks, a cornerback out of Maryland. Buffalo Bills from Jacksonville to New York Giants. Dalton
Oh,
Kincaid.
we needed a corner too, man, because we was getting smoked.
Okay.
So yeah, we definitely needed a corner. So hopefully him being picked so early, hopefully that's a solid pick.
Yeah, and I think with football, any sport, you just want when you feel confident in your coach and the GM. I like the ball. Like the guy before him, I'm glad I forgot his name, but he was just the way it wasn't that he traded Odell, it was the way he did it, and then he traded our defensive lineman also back then.
Yeah.
It just, but I like this guy the ball. I like his swagger, and then he has I gotta read that out loud. There's an interesting way that he actually set up his team, like his offensive coordinator and stuff like that. It wasn't normal. Like he really vetted them a different kind of way. It was dope. That was what I said. Buffalo Bills at the tight end. Dallas Cowboys, Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle out of Michigan. Jacksonville Jaguars from Buffalo, Anton Harrison, offensive tackle, Oklahoma. Cincinnati Bengals, Miles Murphy, defensive end from out of Clemson. The New Orleans Saints from San Francisco through Miami and Denver, Brian Breesy, defensive tackle out of Clemson. The Philadelphia Eagles, that's the second pick I've seen in the first round so far. Nolan Smith, a linebacker out of Georgia. And to round out the first round, Kansas City Chiefs selected Felix Anudike Uzuma, defensive end out of Kansas State. And round 2, I guess, is today.
Yeah, that'd be all week, couple days. So big shout out to, man, like I said, those first rounders, man. God willing, they all have great careers, man, and much success, man.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't stay into it at all. Of course, we want to, because football is so big, man. That bag is there. I just gotta keep it funky. Like we bring our swag to a show like that, and just entertain people and really getting to know about football and our expertise on football. Y'all gonna mess with us. It's just right now basketball fever for us. We trying to bring the glory back to New York, and you see it happening too. But in the news, we did pay attention to Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers, those deals that took place. I mean, let's get into it. Lamar Jackson, it took a while. He doesn't have an agent, right? Like, how do we feel about that?
Well, my thing with Baltimore is what took so long. That's the only thing with the NFL is like, what's the purpose of playing the games for? He's a good quarterback. If I'm not mistaken, he has an MVP. He's one of the top 5, top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. What took you so long? The market is the market. Give him the money. I'm happy for him. Now that he can get into camp on time, now your confidence, everything is there. Good teammate, and now they can just move forward. As far as the money, I don't see nothing wrong with it at all. At all. I think NFL money should be all guaranteed, if you ask me. So, big shout out to Lamar Jackson and whoever advised him, because hey man, he just set a world record and he just made history. If I'm not mistaken, biggest contract all time as of now because of the guaranteed money. As far as the NFL, I think guaranteed 185.
Mm-hmm. I'll look it up just to make sure you're good.
Yeah. Now, still doesn't make them one of the best teams in football. So, right. Sorry to burst your bubble. I messes with Baltimore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out Snoop the Wire. You know what I'm saying? But, be more in the building. My man Tank just put the beats on Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So, right. Big shout out to B more. But, yeah, man, like I said, he one of the top 5. Definitely top 10, but he might be top 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. So big shout out to him.
In the span of a month, he went. Lamar Jackson went from wanting out of Baltimore to signing the largest deal. Let me just hook that up real quick.
Yeah.
I hate doing that. I hate when I pull something up and you can't see it, and I thought I pressed it, and I'm over here backtracking.
And also, when you get a chance, I want you to pull up NFL prospect Levis, Levis. He's supposed to be projected number 1 first round draft pick, and he didn't even get drafted yet.
Really?
Yeah.
So you want
Levis.
you want to see any stories that are on him? The quarterback.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He didn't get drafted yet.
Okay,
He's projected to go in the first round.
So just real quick, after 27 months challenging negotiations, Jackson reached a 5-year deal with the Ravens. The agreement is worth $260 million. It includes 185 guaranteed. Previously, Jackson was seeking the 230 in guaranteed money that Deshaun Watson got from Cleveland. So nah. That the Deshaun Watson deal is crazy.
Oh wow. He got 230 guaranteed?
Yeah, that's what it was. That he left 5 off the table, if I'm not mistaken. Like I think it's 235.
Wow.
Kyler Murray received 189 million guaranteed from his 230 million. So Lamar Jackson got 185 of his 260 guaranteed, right?
That's why it's record breaking, because he's only 80 short, a little under 80 short of all guaranteed money.
Right. So the thing is, that's 260. He's getting 50 million a year. So it's tough for quarterbacks. Like, I mean, this is the market that they're making, but it's like it goes back to Carmelo coming to New York. It's tough when you like, if you're not LeBron or Jordan or Shaq, this thing is hard, man. Like when you bring like Lamar Jackson, for me, when I watch him, I'm not that impressed with him. Like when they say he's better than Michael Vick, I'm like, I don't know if he's better than Michael Vick.
I don't know. Listen, I've never heard that. If you, I don't know about that. I'm not even entertaining that. Sorry.
Right.
But I don't want to disrespect nobody. He's a young black man. I respect it, but I'm not even entertaining that.
Right.
Michael Vick might be I'm sorry to cut you off. Michael Vick might be the most underrated quarterback of all time, because they think he only ran. And I'm going to just leave it at that.
But he wasn't that accurate. He had a rocket. Like at any given time, he's going to let that, like that was a tool. That was a weapon. Lamar Jackson does not have a rocket. Like when you all right, you could run like that, but now we could game plan for you.
But he can't run like Vic neither.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm like, yo, are you guys crazy? Michael Vick was a running back out there. He was legit. Randall Cunningham, you guys take a back seat. He was about to revolutionize everything, man.
No disrespect to Lamar Jackson, but that comparison is terrible. He's nowhere near as good as Michael Vick. He's nowhere near as fast. He's nowhere near as accurate. He do not have that rifle as a left arm.
Right.
That boy arm was like the Winter Soldier. Right. You kidding me? Come on, man. Michael Bucky, what was it? Bucky Vick. That boy arm was Winter Soldier. Get out of here, man.
The Virginia Soldier.
And he run. Yeah, come on, man. You crazy? Nah. So, nah, man. Nah.
So, and here goes your man, Levi's.
Yeah. Now, what's the story with him?
Kentucky quarterback Will Levis, widely expected to be in the first round, was not chosen amongst the 31 selections. Mel Kiper, Todd McShay both had Levis being selected by Indianapolis in their final mock draft picks. The Colts, however, selected quarterback Anthony Richardson with the number 4 pick. Kiper has Levis as his best player remaining on the board. Levis' left toe that caused him to miss 2 games. Yo, why are you doing this, internet? Should I just back out and read it like this? Levy's toe that caused him to miss 2 games last year was problematic for one team that considered him. Really? Another team believes Levy's could manage the injury, but thought surgery would need to be discussed. The toe has healed, and he's good to go. Among 17 players invited the first round in Kansas City, only 1 of 4 players didn't hear the name called. Levy's, Brian Branch from Penn State, the cornerback, Joey Porter Jr. Damn, that's Joey Porter's son?
Wow.
Oh my God, I'm old as hell. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And he's a cornerback. And Georgia Tech defensive end Keon White. Levy's is 6'4", 229 pounds, has drawn comparisons to Josh Allen with a strong arm, above average mobility, spent the first 2 years of his college at Penn State before transferring to Kentucky as a junior. His production fell off last season as a senior when he passed for 2,400 and 19 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for throwing 2,800 yards. He also rushed for 9 touchdowns. But Levy's completion percentage was nearly identical. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Nah, well, we could discuss.
Have we heard anything about Levy's? Like, why did Levy's fall?
No, it's no.
All they're
No,
saying is the
indeed.
toe injury.
Right, and then just watching, you know, sports channel today, he looked just as confused as everybody else. So I'm pretty sure he'd get picked up in the second round, but
Oh
that's what
man!
it is.
Before we get to that Aaron Rodgers talk, let's get to another GOAT. Are we live? Fleet in the
Fleet,
building.
what up, baby?
Oh, at work locked in. AllBall Fabian, couple of the best to ever do it. OG feeling good
Oh
in
man.
the curls in the curls
Yeah,
flurries
yeah,
today.
yeah. No hat on today. That's right. Yeah, look, yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's
Vic
right.
had a cannon. He runs better. Facts, Turbo. So they all agree. Vic the I guess what has to be said is that he left a lot of potential on the table. I mean, that's come on now, like that's obvious, but that potential is way higher than what Lamar Jackson ever had to offer. Like no disrespect to him. He's clearly deserves his money. I would never want to say he doesn't deserve that money. I'm just strictly talking about when you talk about my legends, we gotta be easy, guys. Chill out. Oh, and Aaron Rodgers, he still got it up there.
Yeah.
What do we think about this Aaron Rodgers deal?
I mean, just be real brief. Remember, man, he played so many games. I thought he wasn't even going to sign with him, but he finally. Aaron Rodgers is finally with the Jets. I'm a big blue and red guy. I'm a Giants guy, but I like this for New York. The Knicks is good. The Giants made the playoffs. Hopefully, the Jets, Yankees is stink right now. But hey, let's see what happens. Even with hockey, so I'm just happy for New York sports in general. Um, this still doesn't make the Jets Super Bowl contenders, but they should go to the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. When you get a player that caliber, that changes everything. I'm happy it happened. I'm happy it finally happened. I just hope Aaron Rodgers can be focused because New York, man, bright lights. And I'm hoping he's here for the real deal, not for Hollywood, not for, Stravers Row and Hollywood Row and all that stuff. But hey, man, great move for the Jets, man. Great move.
I think that's when you have the thing about football again, we always talk about like running back careers. They got like 4 or 5 years average, if I'm not mistaken. What has to also be taken,
it might be less than that. I'm sorry, it might be 3 years, but go ahead.
especially in this era. And now
Yeah.
now that the running backs are really quarterbacks now, right? What also was never talked about is when you have a top, if I'm not mistaken, the Jets are it's like a top 3 defense, top 4 defense. Okay, that's not promised for too long. When you have a dominant defense in football, it's a physical game. Just like them running backs, they take a toll on them. So, like the Chicago Bears from a couple years ago, when Trubisky was out there, he was really the one that messed them up. Because when you got a guy, I forgot the linebacker's name,
Oh,
Khalil Mack.
Mac.
Was it Khalil Mack?
Mac, yeah, Mac, yes.
Anyone that reminds me of Lawrence Taylor a little bit, you in a different level. You got to take advantage of that. When anytime they was going to have somebody to disrupt the offense, to disrupt the quarterback, disrupt the snap count, all that, now it's the quarterback's turn on your team to really take over. So for the Jets to have someone like Aaron Rodgers, who should be experienced enough, seasoned enough, like a Tom Brady at this point in time in his career.
He is. That offense is rounded out real good. Like there's no excuse. There's no excuse. Like, some teams is missing certain things. Jets, it was a quarterback. Now you may have top 10 greatest all time. What some others say. Some people may have him higher than that. But now you have a top 10 quarterback of all time.
Right.
No excuse. Great for New York. Great for the city, man. Anything that puts New York back to where we supposed to be, I'm all for it. I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Giants fan. I wish them all the bad luck in the world, but it's great for the city. I love it. Big blue, baby.
The Jets they are like, out of any rivalry, like with the Yankees and Mets, there's still a sort of beef with that. When we play, bro,
Yeah,
Lindor, that's why I like Lindor. Lindor was popping that shit, and he's smacking home runs.
It's smoke.
I think Islanders and Rangers in hockey, I think they got smoke for each other, especially with the Devils too in Jersey. We think basketball,
Brooklyn, New York, yeah.
Speaking of that, I don't know what the hell Rage Man came out of nowhere. Brooklyn Nets gonna be good next year. Dog, they got swept 2 back-to-back years. We ain't talking about no damn Brooklyn Nets. You see how we treat them? You see how we treat them? We don't have that smoke for the Jets. As a Giants fan, they've been like the real losers of all time. Like, Like, when was the last time they won? The Islanders got like 4 back-to-back championships in the 80s. The Rangers won in 90, 94. Like, the Jets, we just like, we feel bad for you. You should have drafted Marino, dog. What's wrong with y'all? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. So we don't have that smoke for them. But to complete my point, the defensive, a top 5 defensive team like that, when you bring in Aaron Rodgers, you have to do that for that, because they're not, that defense ain't promised for 10 years. It ain't promised for, let's say, I would think for 2 years. So you get a quarterback like this for the next 2 years, you should win.
I give top defenses, top offenses, I give them 3 years max. Due to, football's brutal, injury, and also guys getting traded, guys want more money. Football is tricky. So when you got things going like that, I give it 3 years. So right now, Jets is in the driver's seat. Let's see what happens. But I'm happy for the city, man. Like I said, New York on all cylinders is rocking. Let's go.
Especially with, just to put a cap on that, AFC got the better quarterbacks, right?
Yeah,
way better.
Sure.
So for the Jets to come out and have to come out of the AFC, you got a defense to disrupt those other quarterbacks while you have a game manager there, at the very least, with Rodgers. Rage Man said Rodgers for 2 years, they better win something, especially with that defense.
That's a
especially
fact,
with that
Rage
defense.
Man. Yeah, I agree. That's why when we said in the beginning of this topic, you got to go to the chip. It's no excuse. It's no excuse. No excuse.
Speaking of chips.
Oh, man. Yes.
On the verge.
Listen.
It's getting hot. The rivalry is back.
I'm catching flashbacks, man. Listen. 98. The big fight. Big shout out Jeff Van Gundy. Ready to go all out. That's why I'm always a fan of Van Gundy. That's how you do it. I don't care if he grabbed on his leg. So what? He was there. Like that girl said, remember set it off in the beginning when they robbed the bank and she ain't want to give her money? So what? I ain't fight. I was there. Van Gundy was there. This is going to, listen. That's right. Listen, man. I'm taking Knicks in 6. I'm gonna respect Jimmy Butler and give him 2 games. I think Bam Adebayo is gonna play much better. But no Tyler Hero, no Oladipo. We not letting one man beat us. I don't care if he averages 50. Knicks is 6, but it's gonna be a dogfight. We got our hands full, and I'm gonna tell you why. We don't know if Randall was healthy, and as much as the offense flows better with Randall off the court, we still need that bully a little bit, because Miami has an official bully. Miami has an official superstar in the playoffs, and that's Jimmy Buckets. I'm excited, man. Sunday, 1 o'clock. Listen, I'm watching that game with my Easy E shades on in the dark, baby. I'm putting the phone on silent. Listen, it's going down.
You're gonna activate the activator and put the
listen.
Put the hat on. Put the beanie on.
I can't. Listen, I might need to go find me a Raiders hat with the black T-shirt with the black shades and watch the game like that. I'm telling you, it's nothing. You know how excited I am, baby? We in the semis. What?
Yo, it's big. Oh, you never get to, before I go on my prediction. You never spoke on the last round. You came in last time. You came in after we started the topic.
What last round?
On beating Cleveland.
Hey, listen, man. We knew that was going to happen. You called in at 5. I said 7. I was wrong. 5. I said all season. That's why all the bandwagoners, if that's a word, and if it ain't, so what? We've been on this wave before the season started. Period. Big shout out City Girls. I feel weird when I say period, and when I hear guys say period. I don't know why. I don't want to say that no more.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but hey man, we believed in him before the season started. I knew he was gonna win the series. We was the better team. I'm sorry. I like Donovan Mitchell, had a bad series. I like Garland, good player. But I'm gonna tell you who surprised me, and I'm disappointed. What's the big guy? I always forget.
Jared Allen.
No.
Mobley?
Mobley, yes. Very disappointed. He got to get his weight up. 2-3 games, he looked like he ain't know what was going on. But yeah, very excited. I ain't talking about the past. Let's talk about the present, baby. Look at my face. He said, "Can you see me? Am I clear to you?" Picture me rolling. Free like OJ all day.
Wow,
Oh, listen.
A Pac reference.
Man.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, man. Picture us rolling. It's 6. That's right. Knicks is 6. In it rhyme. Fabian, you go ahead because I'm too excited. I just keep going on and on. I'm excited, man. I need your prediction. You are Fabian Damas. Make your prediction, brother.
Fabadamas. I don't think the Heat got much for us. I know what everybody's thinking. I know I was trying to be like cool about it. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
About to jump out the window, y'all. Go ahead. I'm jumping with him. Go ahead.
Tyler Hero is out.
Yes.
Who the hell on the Miami Heat averages 10 rebounds? Nobody. We just saw the Cavs get demolished for being thin up front. Now, people are going to say, is this contingent upon Julius Randle being healthy? I got a real nice news flash for you guys. I was trying to be nice last round about it, and I told Dom that. If Julius Randle does not play in game 1, that shows me, it will show Tibbs how we are going to sweep the Miami Heat.
Ho. Say it again. What?
If Julius Randle is not available, does not play in game 1, Tibbs is going to see, hold on, we're better without you. Sorry, I want my money. I want my next 5 years in New York City solidified, dog. You're going to have to come off the bench when you come back from injury.
Hold on. Breaking
Knicks
news.
In 4.
Hold on. Breaking news. Fabian PerspecTV on AllBallTV says the Knicks are better without Randle and we will sweep the Miami Heat. I need to hear that clear. Is that what you're saying?
The Knicks in 4. Get the 4 horsemen ready.
Tres. Is that cuatro?
Cuatro. I just don't see it. I get the Jimmy Butler thing.
Wow.
I like that we got our smart compadres. Knicks in 6 sounds good. Bam averaged 10 rebounds. No, he doesn't. He averages like 9.6 in the regular season. That's not his game, dog. I can see that. Or a gentleman sweep. Bam had a triple-double in game 5. He's going to have to get 4 triple-doubles, dog. What do they have for us?
We laughed at Fabian when he said 5.
Now, again, they're thin up front. The Bucks, I believe, Giannis being hurt is the reason why they didn't get to the second round. And Budenholzer just panicked, and you saw how much he stinks as a coach. That's what happens when your superstar goes down. Now, this proves what we've been saying. The Knicks are not spearheaded by Julius Randle. Clearly. We just spent the last season when he didn't play, we were killing. This season, when he missed the last 2 weeks, we were quite fine. Grimes is not when Grimes steps in, it's next man up mentality. Miami Heat have the same mentality, but they don't have the players. Oladipo went down. Tyler Hero's going down.
You better not bring Duncan Robinson. Listen, bring Duncan Robinson in the game if you want to, and he gonna get torched.
I love Budenholzer gotta go. Rockstar Mel with a crazy point. Knicks better than the Heat at every position besides that 2, and way more bodies off the bench. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, I was trying to be like, yeah, Knicks in 6 and be humble, but I'm like, why I gotta be humble for? Like, what does my gut feeling say? Like, I'm scared to say sweep because it's too outlandish. Nah, let me just how can the Heat win 1 game if that momentum's gonna wear off? Remember, they went crazy because they're like, yo, hold on, the world's against us, is that in the third? And this is me being, psychoanalytical wrestler. Jimmy Butler is very careful in how he talks about the Knicks. Jimmy Butler praises R.J. Barrett. Let me look that up live. R.J. Barrett's stats versus Miami Heat.
Now, while you looking that up, listen, Tibbs knows how to coach against Jimmy Butler. And once again, I don't know what it was with Milwaukee, but we ain't scared. We want the smoke. You ain't beating us single-handedly. I'm not going for that. Nah. You have to put up 60. So once again, Rockstar Man made a perfect point. We too deep. We too deep. And we got about 2-3 bodies we could throw at Jimmy Butler. From Hart to Barrett. Will Grimes be back quickly?
I don't think Grimes is coming back.
Okay.
But I just saw the 46-point game last year where he destroyed the Heat. And Jimmy Butler was praising him like, nah, he's nice. And it's just the way I've always seen RJ Barrett against San Antonio and against the Heat. He always had smoke for them because remember, Keldon Johnson's in San Antonio. Tyler Hero's in Miami. I always feel like he got smoke for them. And Poole in Golden State. He always seemed to have a little extra kick to him. And I just feel like Miami's scared of him. I think he's a Heat guy. He has the same bravado as a Heat dude. No matter how much fair criticism we have of him, he plays like a Heat. Like he has the attitude of a Heat player.
Let me ask you a question. Just being realistic. You don't think Bam gonna be a problem for Mitchell Robinson? Because Bam is basically a mobile 5.
Right.
Like he could bring Mitchell Robinson out.
Right. And
take him off the dribble. So that's going to be a little scary.
I'm so glad you asked that because that has to be the Heat game plan. You gotta attempt to put Mitchell Robinson in foul trouble. That's their game plan. Once you get him out, all right, now they got one less body and who can shot block. They don't want that around them. Because remember, Hartenstein is good. He'll get those 20 minutes are very smart basketball, but all of a sudden the Heat, they're gonna start to expose you the same way because Hartenstein really can't guard Bam. And again, that's why I like Jericho Sims. He could guard players smaller than him, and he has a next man up mentality, 6 fouls or whatever it is. He can rebound while he's out there. But again, the Heat don't average. They don't average that many rebounds. Everybody averages like 5 or 6 rebounds, and then Bam averages 9.6 or whatever it is. Who's going to stop Mitchell Robinson from getting on the boards? And Josh Hart.
And Miami's problem, their superstar, is not a 3-point shooter. Like, today's game, some people may not like it, but you need to be able to knock down a 3. So with that, also real thin in the roster and on the front line, listen, man, like I said, I'm going to give him 6 because I respect Jimmy Butler that much, that he could get them a game. Remember, my motto, which I stole from Charles Barkley, shout out Sir Charles, I heard him say it, I'm not a thief, so I always give him praise. When you're a superstar, you should be able to get one game. But listen, Knicks is 6. We the better team. And coaching, I'm not going to say Spo is that much better than Tibbs. Not right now. I'm not going to say that. I'm sorry.
See, that's where we'll see what have the Knicks done. I've seen the Heat persevere. Right, but how many times are they going to persevere? Like, they're not the same team, bro. This ain't the same team from 3 years ago. They're missing a couple bodies out there today. And Jimmy Butler, how long can he persevere for? Again, you know how I've been saying I think he's a Hall of Famer. But it's out of him persevering from his capabilities, from his talent. He's not supposed to be LeBron and Kevin Durant, but he's always in the conversation in the playoffs because he does persevere. But that takes a lot of energy, man. He ain't doing that. I don't think he got it against this defense. And I like that you guys brought up Spo versus Tibbs. I respect the history. Brunson better keep it up. He got a little chance because of great coaching, but that's all I can see about the Heat. Offensively, yes. But that is the thing, AllBall. That's what worried me. That's why I say if Randall misses game 1, then Tibbs can finally see the light. Because if he doesn't, bro, we play faster without him. Like we just do. We get transition baskets just by kicking it out. Josh Hart just sees we topping down the court. We need those baskets. The Heat shoot very well from the free throw line, and they don't really pass the ball like us too. Like they rely on that one-on-one kind of game with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
That's too much for them. But I think attacking Mitchell Robinson and how Tibbs can counter that, because these are very easy counters for me. Like they just are. It's just the fact that I think Spoelstra's going to do everything he can to make sure that Tibbs is on his game. At the end of the game against the Bucks, they said Spo was like, "Yo, why didn't they call a timeout about the other team?" And the rest of the team was like, "I don't know." Like we know they had a timeout. He was in shock.
Right.
Like, remember, Spoelstra's always on top of that thing. So he's the technique nerd. He's the technical rapper. Like he's gonna find the word and the play out there is gonna expose that Knicks team. And Tibbs, this is the test for him. You got us past round one. I don't mind you getting an extension, but you got to understand that Julius Randle has to come off the bench now. He has to if he comes back. They're they're way more faster without him.
Yeah, if he's still hurt, of course, come off the bench. We have home court advantage, and once again, we have the better team. Let's not forget Miami was a playing team. Like, let's not forget that. As great as Jimmy Butler is, they're a playing team. We the 5th seed, so we belong here. And I'm starting to be big on that talk. We belong here. I don't care what superstar. No. We've been playing solid all year. We earned that 5th seed. Why stop now? Why stop now? I respect Miami. I respect the coach. I respect Jimmy Butler. But it goes just that far.
Yeah.
I don't respect nobody else. What I said beginning of the season, I want to smoke with everybody except 2 teams. They not around. I've been saying that. They laughed at me when I said I want to smoke with Boston, Philly, Cleveland, whoever. But 2 teams. I'm not scared of Miami. Like I said, got the better team. I'm ready, man. We ready. We war ready. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Offensively,
let's get it.
Yes. Oladipo wasn't hooping like that the last 3 years. Yeah, but that's not the Heat's game.
But see, no. But see, what we can't do is he's still a threat. He's athletic. He's a guard, and he can knock down a 3. So just because a person had a bad series doesn't mean the next series they're either going to have a bad series or they're not going to play at all. No, he's a threat. At any given time, he can give you 15 to 30 if he gets hot. Same thing with Tyler Hero. Those guys is good players. So for them to have that going on and you small, you don't get out of here. We rolling. We rolling.
Yeah. And the Heat culture, Oladipo to go in there and adopt that. Remember, that's the Heat, the Spurs, the Golden State Warriors. They actually fall in line. Like, that's what we want to build here. So I remember you said that, I think, last night on the live. We're turning into a team that people are going, oh no, it was earlier on the Jack. He was talking to somebody. You said, yo, don't be shocked if we get a superstar to come here because of that culture.
Yeah, because everybody's going, yo, well, what you think we got to do? And we ain't got to do nothing.
Right.
We proven we ain't a laughing stock. We respectable. We fun. We sell out. Somebody gonna want to come to us.
Right. And
Donovan Mitchell want to be a Knick, bro.
Right. And it has to do with, the agent being the general manager culture, because these guys already knew the players. They already been in contact with them, so they know who's who, what's what they want. And now with the Knicks, come on now, like let's be real. I wouldn't want to came here, 10 years ago. That's why I still give Carmelo his props. He came here even when LeBron said he didn't want to come here. That's his man.
But let's be fair. See, I don't want to get into this talk because it seems like you bashing somebody. Let's be fair.
Who you bashing?
No, I'm saying with Melo, he wanted to be here, but he had his reasons. It wasn't just basketball.
Yeah,
but just leave it at that.
Yeah, of course.
Leave it at that.
No, of course. But at the same time, the same way LeBron went back to Cleveland, even after that owner put that letter out, bro. I'm saying he had his own reasons, of course, but he wasn't cool with him. I don't know if Melo was necessarily cool with Dolan. He had to have been, because I think the relationship was there. But what I'm saying is that even in the face of everybody saying, remember, I'll go back to Gary Payton in the 90s. I always reference that. Nobody wants to go there because of the media. It ain't just the Knicks. It's us. We're nuts. Yeah. So the fact that if you can build a situation where you go, nah, come through. This is family over here. Leon Rose and them, I was critical about it, heavily critical, and of course winning cures all, but at the same time, if you can get a Mikal Bridges out of nowhere, I don't know if we'll get him, but that Villanova connection seems like it's up in the air.
But
So
go ahead.
nah, it's this is what we want. That's why again I didn't want when I make fun of when I shout out the Dime Dropper when I said, yo, do you want to root for this team? Like if you're the Lakers fan, are you really rooting for this team? Like how do you feel with the bubble and all the drama and like you don't even say LeBron is a real Laker? I wouldn't want to say that about my player like that. We still revere Bernard or refer to Bernard King as a Knick, even though he only played 4 seasons here. And he had another great 4 seasons on the Nets. We still refer to him as a Knick. I never see him mentioned as anything else but a Knick. So my thing is, and he didn't win. So LeBron did, so my thing is, when you build the culture, it's like the '90s Knicks. We didn't win, but you can't take that feeling away from us. You can't, and that's what we want to root for. Like that's what we want to build is that situation.
Hey man, like I tell every other fan base, is bigger than basketball. You don't understand. You're never going to understand. It's just that simple. Hey man, it's just that simple. And I laugh at everybody that laugh at us. The teams they root for ain't winning 10, 15, 20 years neither. So my thing is, see, the reverse psychology, the Knicks hate deep down, y'all want to root for us.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all can't. Because y'all not built for the backlash. Nah, right. We built for it tough over here, bro. I'm going to laugh at myself. But at the end of the day, KD going to eat them words when he said we wasn't cool. Big shout out Kevin Durant. Still a fan. But you was wrong, bro. A lot of people wrong. And they shaking in their boots because they know what they got to put up with if we make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, let alone the chip. Remember, that means you got to hear our mouths for the next 10 years.
Yep.
You know how we give it up as New Yorkers?
We ain't playing no games.
At all. So, yeah, I'm Knicks in 6. Knicks in 6. Yes. That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
I'm going for the Knicks core 4, baby. Squatro. The sweep is coming. The sweep is coming. Get the brooms out. Get your dustpans ready. Get your dustpans ready. That's what happens when the sweep takes place. You must lift it up and dump it somewhere. Get your brooms ready. Get your dustpans ready. The sweep is in place. I told you first. And they all took my Knicks in 5. Shout out to All We Live. But y'all took it. And you're not giving credit where it's due. AllBallTV Live.
Yes, sir.
The link is in the chat.
Listen, man, we ain't scared to jump out the window. We ain't scared to brag and boast. And we ain't scared to be wrong. That's what's going to make us the best at this. Facts.
Do you think Turbo in the building?
Turbo, what up?
What up? What's good? We in the building. What up?
What up, man? Do we think the Warriors are back in control and they're going to take this out? They're going to take out the Kings tonight?
The way it's looking, yeah.
That was quite the explosive answer.
Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Like we said, and I think AllBall, we got into it right after game 4. Sacramento blew their opportunity. They should have won that in game 4. They had a chance to take a 3-1 lead. He said, when you got an opportunity to take the champs out, that was your defining moment. Because if you give a team like that to breathe, they go on a whole nother level. Game 5, that was the best game I've seen the Warriors play all season, if you ask me.
That's Draymond's best game in how long?
I wasn't even talking about just Draymond. I was just talking about just
in totality. Listen, I said
overall.
It. Right, I was wrong. I took Sacramento in 7, which I'm not wrong yet. But
me too. Anything can happen.
Right, but I also came on here and said, before game 4, and Turbo said it, I said, matter of fact, I'm lying. Game 3, I was like, no. Game 4, no, I'm bugging. Game 3, I said, I won't be surprised. Golden State can win 4 straight.
Yeah, you did say that. You said that.
Then game 4, I was like, listen, you can't let them have their confidence. When you allow Draymond Green to be the bully, do everything that he needs to do, when you letting Clay have a good series, Wiggins, and then now Poole is getting himself together, and then Curry is playing out of this world, and then they have the experience and they have the championship pedigree. You're not beating that. You're not beating that 4 times out of 7. So when you have an opportunity to stomp on them and go up 3-1 and be home, listen, bro, I'm taking Golden State for the win. I think last game they took control of the series. They're going back home tonight. San Francisco is going to be on fire. And Golden State been here 1,000 times and they know. We ain't listen, Michael Jordan told, I think it was in the finals going against Phoenix, game 6 in Chicago. Was it in Chicago? Yeah,
No,
because
in Phoenix. It was in Phoenix.
All right, it was in Phoenix. And Mike said he didn't bring an extra suit. He said, we ain't coming back. This is it. Curry and them right now is going, we ain't going to Sacramento. This is it. We getting them out of here.
Yeah.
Yes. Golden State took control of the series in game 5. They ended tonight in game 6. Sacramento, great run, great season. And you know, they can build off of this. But they playing the champs, man. I'm sorry. They done, Fade. I know you don't want to hear that. They done.
Sabonis is getting punked. Looney is killing.
No, hold on. No, before you say that, I'll let you go. Which camera? We only got one. I'm just doing that to be funny. Harrison Barnes. Where is Harrison Barnes? PBA out. Harrison Barnes. Get him out of here. Terrible. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I need to say that because nobody in the sports world is saying that. Where is Harrison Barnes?
Rage Man, what's going on, Rage Man? Want to chime in? Are the Warriors in control?
Yeah, the Warriors in control, man. I think Draymond Green playing way better coming off the bench. You see his impact coming off the bench. Like this is
hey, Rage Man. Rockstar Mel said you was hiding ever since Rage Man started having good games.
No, I wasn't. Nah. But the thing is, my whole thing is he proving me right. Draymond proving me right. He's playing better coming off the bench, and his role, his starting duties, they're irreplaceable. Look at Kevon Looney. Like look at Kevon Looney starting. He just picked up 22 boards and he's passing the ball well. So Draymond Green doing what he's doing. Kevon Looney is doing Draymond's job better, in my opinion.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Hey, Rage Man, you know you my partner in crime, right? Listen,
Yeah.
You gotta let that go. We was both wrong. I already apologized. We was wrong.
No, we were.
Rage, listen, Rage. And so listen, my partner in crime. I be backing you up. I rocks with all your points.
Yeah,
we was wrong. So far, right now, we was wrong about Draymond Green. We just got to be honest. I'm sorry.
What was the words he said out his mouth just now? He playing better off the bench.
Yeah,
right.
Not the trash nigga, not the nigga that barely deserving the NBA. That's what you were saying last week.
Here we go.
Not that nigga scoring 21. Not him. Hold on. Not the same nigga.
Hold on. Wait. Rage Man and Mel, y'all can end the show. Y'all both can have a minute to go at each other next. Pause. Let's try to stick with the topics. Not y'all can have Creep 4 at the end of the show.
This the topic.
Yeah.
No, all right, but stay on the topic. Please don't go straight at Rage Man. Go at the topic.
No. Everybody get a piece of the pie. You say everybody get a piece of the pie. You do that?
Go ahead.
You, Rage Man.
I already apologize. You ain't gonna do that.
Hold on. I think Turbo Z was in here. Y'all said no. When I was telling out the stats, he averaged 8, 7, and 6. Y'all like, no, I wouldn't take him on my team. I don't want him on my team.
I still
don't. I mean,
the intangibles are showing clearly. The steals, the shit that don't show up on the stats is showing, bro.
Mel, who's in control? I still wouldn't take him. That's why I actually stick to the topics before we go off the hinges.
I want to I'll just be like it when I'm right. Like, you know, I was one of the people.
But you're missing out. You're missing the point, though. We not giving Kevon.
No. I'm just saying, no. I like I got a photographic memory, so I like I was going to go to state.
Rage, he's always going to be right because he don't have the cojones to make no predictions.
No, I did. I made it.
You don't live on the edge. You never jump out the window.
Hold on, yo,
always right.
I picked Golden State.
Not only does he not, and then on top of that, hold on, Mel. And then on top of that, he goes, "Yo, I ain't even watched the game."
I want to go to Golden State's game.
Yo,
that was the Bucks and the Heat.
I didn't even watch the game. So
Mel, I'm just playing with you, Mel.
Remember, I did say if there was a team, it was a couple of weeks ago. We was like, "Yo, what playing team could turn it on?" I was like, "If there's any team that could turn it on, because the experience and they've been there, it's been Golden State."
That. I agree. You said that.
And then, like they only won 9 games the whole season, 9 road games the whole season. So I know like that one game wasn't impossible because the first game in Sacramento was close. So when it came down to game 4, I was like, that's not impossible for them to pull that off, bro. And I watched the after the game interview. Steve Kerr, Clay, and Draymond was like, yo, even when it was close, he told the guys, like, listen, we've been here before. These young goons, they're giving us a test. They never been here before. He said he told them that, and that's why he told them to keep poised, and that's what helped them build their confidence in the little things, and it showed, bro. The experience showed. The playoff experience showed, bro.
Where is Harrison Barnes?
Yo.
APB out on Harrison Barnes.
He's been terrible in this series.
I've never been to Harrison Barnes.
If he played decent, this series will be over. Harrison Barnes, where you at? I'm saying it.
The rookie is playing better than him.
Not Davion Mitchell or Keegan Murray. No, Keegan Murray's a disappointment too.
Nah, he played good last game though. He was
balling. One game. Him, Herter's missing. Sacramento is disappointing me, bro. They did not play like this during the season. Their main weapon is Sabonis and Herter off the dribble handoff. That is their main weapon, and after that, everything plays after that.
But Sabonis not killing neither. He not even 20-point triple double. He's not killing neither.
Yeah, he's supposed to be doing better. I mean, he's playing cool, but it's playoffs. He's supposed to be.
No, he's remember he's the guy down low. He got to snatch every rebound.
Oh boy, that's your role. On him. You was like Draymond can't guard him. He gonna get triple doubles.
I didn't say triple. But he's having a bad series. He should be playing better. But he's still, he's still having solid numbers. He's nowhere near what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Once again, you have a player on your team with championship experience that's supposed to be the vet that's literally giving you nothing. Let's not gloss over that.
Yeah.
If Draymond Green is who we say he still is, great defensively, I can't go crazy over Sabonis. Now, Sabonis, I'm not making no excuse. But if we're going to agree that Draymond Green is the guy he is, then I understand Sabonis struggling a little bit, which he should not be struggling how he is. Harrison Barnes supposed to be the guy that gets you over the hump when you're a young team in this position. He's literally giving them nothing. If he averages 18 in this series is over.
He's never averaged 18 though. You can't ask for that.
I suppose you're supposed to ask for that now.
Well, so these are Harrison Barnes stats. If I got this right, I thought it was worse than this overall. In this series. The last game, he was 3 of 6 for 13 points. Is this right?
Come on. You kidding me?
Really, it's the 3 of 11 game. And then that was the game that was close. Yeah, he missed the game winner. So that...
No, but hold on. How many field goals he took?
That second game was 11. The last game was 3 of 6.
How many minutes he played?
33.
Come on. Were you throwing the game?
Yeah. No, but you got... What is he? The third... He the fourth option over there. What you want from your fourth option?
Ain't no option.
Never been that guy.
Yeah.
Y'all
no, he's not.
Turbo, your thoughts. He's a starter. He's starting.
But I'm saying, when Monk coming in, he letting it fly more than Harrison Barnes.
Right, because Monk is being aggressive.
I'm saying he's the fourth option. What you want?
And Monk has more athleticism than him.
He starts because he plays defense a little bit, bro. And he got experience.
What defense?
I'm saying he played more defense than Monk. That's why he starts, bro. Why do you think he starts? He plays a little bit of D.
He's a vet. He's championship pedigree. He's a starter playing 30+ minutes. You cannot be 3 for 6 or whatever that was.
Yeah.
But he did. That's not a bad game. That's 13 points. I don't know what you expect out the
Yo,
fourth option. Y'all
y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm not doing that with Mel. Y'all go ahead.
He's a fourth
I
option.
think but it's Barnes. The only thing all ball.
And he's never averaged that. His high, he averaged 15 this year from the season. The year before that, he averaged 16, 16, 14, 14. I don't know how you expect him to average 18 out of nowhere. He's never been done.
What is he averaging in the playoffs right now?
15 points.
How is he averaging 15 points? Are you kidding
Hold on, let me go to the playoffs.
I don't think he averages 15, though. He has 13, 9, 17, 13, 13. Look, I got you right here.
He's averaging 23. He averaging 12, I believe.
Exactly. Everybody's points supposed to go up in the playoffs.
He's averaging 12.
Right, so he's averaging 4 points less than his average.
Well, everybody doesn't average do better in the playoffs, though. That's not true.
No, you know what I mean.
They're supposed to, though.
Nah, they're not supposed to. They not even the greatest stars.
But yeah, it's hard. That's hard. It's just easier said than done.
Right. So, but here's the other thing, all ball. I don't expect anything from Harrison Barnes. I actually never liked him. Yeah, so when he has never been anything different than this ever. Right. This is the reason why they got rid of his ass and they said, "Yo, we went from a low life, that's a harsh word, but the bottom of the barrel to the top, to the cream, rising to the top in KD." That's what they went to. So Harrison Barnes is doing exactly what I want, but I don't want him in the game. Keegan Murray and Herter, they're really hurting this team also. I get it. Harrison Barnes was in there, missed that 3-pointer, but you should have had Keegan Murray or Herter in there for that 3-point shot. When De'Aaron Fox is going to clearly get double team at the end of the game, that is the difference so far. Because they could have stole that game. That was in Golden State, right?
All right. So, what's his name? Herter?
Yeah.
What's his first name? I don't even know his name.
Kevin Herter.
Yeah, Kevin.
HUERTER.
Listen, I got it.
Y'all can have this topic. The difference is Harrison.
Herter. That same game,
y'all scapegoating Harrison Barnes, bro.
That same game,
Herter is a veteran.
4 for 10, so he was shooting worse than Harrison Barnes.
I'm trying to tell you something, and then Keegan Murray finally had a good game last game, but they've been shooting horrible the whole series. Right. Harrison Barnes is not.
So everybody's damn near on this team. From what it sounded like from the stats, everybody's underperforming besides Fox.
So we got to give Golden State their props because. Now you're putting the pressure on a rookie like Keegan Murray, and you're saying that Kevin Herter was a fluke.
And because when I see not playing like how Sabonis play, Harrison Barnes not supposed to.
I gotta give. Well, old boy just said credit. Like if Draymond is Draymond, and you got Looney in it. Looney's a big body, and he's getting 20 rebounds, bro. That's like Sabonis is getting outplayed. He's the only big man for Sacramento. Who's the other big man? Yeah, Barnes is supposed to be that Alex big man in All Ball's book.
Facts.
So Sabonis I get, but Herter and Keegan Murray set a record for the amount of 3-pointers.
I consider this if Sacramento goes, it's a successful season, but they need some bigs for some backup bigs for Sabonis for sure.
Big time. And rebounding. Their biggest flaw is rebounding. Looney getting 20 rebounds is crazy. Draymond is not even getting rebounds like that.
Yeah.
Draymond's I'm sorry, old boy. 4, 10, 4, 9, and 3.
He ain't
getting no rebounds.
I know how Mel giving Draymond Green all this praise for doing this off the bench, which he should have been doing, in my opinion. He should have been coming off the bench. But again, Kevon Looney, he a 3-time NBA champion. He was doing this last postseason, getting all these boys against Dallas and Jokic, against Jokic in the first round last postseason. So let's give Kevon Looney his credit.
Right, Draymond said it. I've been paying attention to the post game. Draymond said in 2016, Looney said, "Yo, I can help you with the boards," and then he wasn't getting no burn, so he never got the opportunity. He said now he's getting up the opportunity. That's all he focused on.
All-time warrior for sure.
Are we not understanding if Harrison Barnes averages what he averages in the regular season, this series is over.
No, it's not. Oh boy, that's 3 more points.
3 points, yeah.
But I don't necessarily agree with that either, AllBall, because look at the games. Look at what the games came down to.
Hold on. All right, hold on. He averaged 16 in the season. Right now, he's averaging 12. That's 4 points. The last game, how many points they won by? 1, right?
No, 7.
By 7.
Yeah, it was single digits in these last couple games.
It was 1 game they won by 1.
Yeah.
Right? then what was the other game?
Like 3 or 4.
Come on, man. I don't like listen, y'all all smart dudes.
But look, hold on. You trying to give him the blame. So
yeah, nigga.
Your bench hurter's not playing good. Harrison Barnes, I can't say that's not playing good. He shot 60%, had 13 points.
Yo,
your superstar went 9 for 25, bro.
De'Aaron
Fox went 9 for 25. Second half, he went for like 3 for 20 or something like that, bro.
The last game?
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is the reason they in this shit and not getting swept. Bro, he's the reason they not getting swept.
Yeah, but he's the guy that stepped to Draymond.
20 in the first quarter. I don't want that.
Hold on, Mel.
And let's forget his finger messed up.
Right, but we still gotta see.
Playing. I'm not.
Yeah, we can't.
I don't. You want to floor? You playing? I don't want to hear.
No. Hold on, no, Fade. Wait, Fade, because Mel, dude, y'all can't have it both ways. When I made fun of John Morant, y'all said he had 40, but they was down 30. You can't have it both ways. The reason Sacramento was in this series and not swept is because De'Aaron Fox. He gets no blame for none of this. They have a player on their team that's a former Golden State Warrior that has a ring that averages 16, and he's in the playoffs averaging 12.
You pick and choose the players you could do this to. Giannis got the blame, right? Giannis played with a hurt back, and he still lost. He gets the blame. He hurt and he played bad the second half. He gets the blame too, bro. He's on the court.
No, you can't put no words in my mouth. I never blame Giannis. What are you talking about? I'm the one that said Miami is going to play them tough. What are you talking about?
On the court, when we was talking yesterday about being the worst lost in history, the worst playoff series lost. I said it's not the same because Giannis was hurt. You said Giannis played 2 or 3 games. I don't want to hear that.
But that's not me blame. But that's not me blaming Giannis.
No, but I'm saying he gets a piece of the pie. De'Aaron Fox get a piece of the pie too. You on the floor. You go 9 for
I disagree. Listen, we can respectfully disagree. We don't have to agree with everything. I disagree with y'all.
So how much do you think? How much blame should he get, Mel? De'Aaron Fox.
I mean, he the leader.
A little, like 10, a little.
10%.
Yeah, a little. 9 for 25, 24 points, 7 rebounds. He tried. He was just missing the shots he made because his hands was fucked up. Truthfully, if he wasn't hurt, they'd probably be in a game or probably win. Truthfully, but he was hurt, and you playing. You on the floor. I don't want no excuses. At the end of the day.
Shout out Nick Pillow. He said that's an entirely different combo, Mel. How much blame you think he should get? Rage. I heard you say.
Who, Fox?
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't necessarily a blame thing. I mean, this come down to experience. It came down to the last possessions. All games came down like the single digits. A couple missed shots, some good help defense here and there. So, I mean, and again, we just said it. They need help with size and boards. So. It don't gotta come to blame. It's just come down to inexperience.
Man, y'all sugarcoat shit. Let me get my pop.
Hold on. Okay. And then, oh boy, you was just on his body talking about why did he pass the ball? You said why he passed the ball to Harrison Barnes? Why he ain't take Curry? He gotta get blamed, bro. You the super. You gotta get some of the blame. That's just the way it go, bro.
Not for that play. That play was
not the.
What was wrong with that play was Barnes being on the damn floor. He should have been in the corner.
Hold on. Once again. Now y'all mixing me up. Are we talking about the series in totality, or are we just talking about Game 5?
I was talking about the series.
No, not the series. That's just the game.
Yeah, me too. It's a series. It's a series.
All right,
but the series?
Yeah.
But Mel, but Mel, if you talking about just the game, what you talking about was Game 4. We talking about Game 5, the last game. That wasn't the game that Fox passed up and your man shot the brick. That was Game 4.
Yeah, that was Game 4. So he get the blame for two games then.
Hold on. We need an all-ball pie of blame. Who's getting the most blame here? We already know what was number 1. I could feel it.
Yeah, the most blame is Harrison.
Hold on, man.
No, you gave your blame, bro. You can't retract. You gave your pie already, man.
Give the general blame.
No, you gave your pie already,
the general blame is the whole team.
All right, let me hold on. Let me get
my all-ball established.
I'll be real quick. Harrison Barnes, 65%.
65% for a role player.
Bonus, 35%. Yeah. That's the blame. That's right.
That's crazy. Okay. All right, Mel. Easy. Look, so the whole series so far, with the reason why Sacramento's stuck in it.
Turbo, real quick. If you could break up slices, break up the pie. Who gets the blame?
Sabonis for me because he was supposed to be. Because Sabonis, out of all the rest of the players besides Harrison Barnes, he got playoff experience.
Yeah.
Let's not forget. He got with Indiana and the Thunder. He got playoff experience. And he just looked like another guy out there to me.
And he got the freedom to do so.
Hey, Fabian, do me a favor. What's Sabonis' regular season stats? And then what is his playoff stats? Let's see the drop off.
I blame him more than before I blame Harrison Barnes.
Right. He actually has the freedom and the ability to really perform. Harrison Barnes ain't got that.
I just asked the question. That's all I asked. Let's see the drop off. That's all.
How come it's not coming up, man? Well, 21, 14, 15, 24, 12 scoring for Sabonis. He averages what this year?
This year for the season, what did he average?
He averaged 19 and 12 on 61% shooting. And he shot 37% from three, but that was, he only shot 1 3 a game.
So hold on. So he averaged 19 and 12. What is he averaging in the playoffs in this series?
I don't know why I can't.
Tell me the numbers. I'll do the calculation.
Boom. I got it. So he's averaging 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 50% from the field. So if they all drop.
His shooting went down hellas.
Yeah.
I just said that. Everybody went down.
No. He went down 2 points. He went down 1 rebound.
11% from the field.
Right. I agree, but still 50% is still good from the field.
Right. It is. But he shoots 61.
Harrison Barnes went down 4 points.
Yeah.
4.
Nah, get out of here, Harrison Barnes.
Hey, come on. Hey, no, because y'all giving more blame to Sabonis than Harrison Barnes.
Right, he's the best player. He's the superstar.
Yeah, Sabonis. Listen, Sabonis is not shooting from the paint. He don't even take 8-footers, bro. They're leaving him wide open. That's awful.
Draymond,
and it's not like
guarding him. They guarded him like Westbrook.
It's not like he doesn't have a little jumper from there. I don't understand that part, but he shouldn't get most of the blame.
But
most of that blame got to be
shooting it, and he was making them.
Yo, Mel, when somebody talk, that's when you want to just jump in there. What's wrong with you, Mel?
My bad.
But Sabonis, and then you have it's really Keegan Murray and Herter. They're the guys. If they can't shoot, that offense is done. And Golden State either exposed it or they're scared to death. Because Jared Allen just said he was scared to death the last round.
What you call it? Two not even playing good. The dude is sticking good defense on Curry. What's his name? The point guard.
Davion Mitchell's all right, but he shoots 9.
But he can't hit no shots. He's not hitting no shots.
That's why he can't stay on the floor. Right.
He can hit some shots. You know what I mean?
Right. He can't. You would love to put him in there for Harrison Barnes, but he just can't. He shot 3 for 11. But I'm sorry.
Hey, Rage Man, you see why Golden State got rid of his ass the first time, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, good. So y'all keep letting that shit slide by.
No, Draymond said that. Draymond said when he talked to KD, right? He had to talk with Harrison Barnes. He said, I got to talk to Harrison Barnes. He said, yo, we thinking about getting KD. If KD's coming, your minutes going down, but you're going to come off the bench. And he didn't want to do that. And that's why he breezed. He said he could have stayed. He said he could have stayed in Golden State if he wanted to.
Listen, I hear all that's fine. I never heard. I heard what Draymond said. I didn't hear that. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, he just said it. He said he wasn't invited to his wedding and shit. I'm like, why you put that out there? Get out of here.
I don't even care about none of that. If KD is coming there, anybody can go. So I'm not.
Right.
I'm just saying, Sacramento, get rid of Harrison Barnes.
Yeah,
and it's going to be hard to get rid of him.
Hold on. All right, so check this out real quick, right? Kevin Herter in the regular season, 15 points, 48% from the field, 40% from 3. In the postseason so far, he's scoring 9 points a game, 38% from the field. 3-pointers is 16%.
All right, now watch this. Now how long Herter been in the league?
3 years.
How long?
And he got playoff experience.
Harrison Barnes been what, 10 years?
Who been to the championship before?
Does he have a ring?
Yeah.
Herter?
No, Harrison Barnes.
Yes, he was a starter for them. He was a starter for them.
Yeah.
Listen, there's no way. Listen,
no, he's not. How How many minutes is Herder playing?
In the regular season, hold on. Regular season was 29.
Playoffs.
Playoffs, he's playing 25.
How many is Harrison Barnes playing? You said 30 plus.
He's playing 30, right? That's 5 more minutes. And he's playing better than him.
Okay, but again, he shouldn't be playing that much. He shouldn't.
Right.
What do we expect Harrison Barnes to be?
Right.
Where
I
does
would
come from?
honestly, yeah.
That's why I said, look,
I would start Herder
over Fabian go over all the stats. All these niggas is playing bad. That's why I said the whole team. You gotta give it to the whole team. He just said the stats. Literally, everybody's stats is down besides Fox.
Listen, if Herder specifically starts hitting his shots, this game, the whole series changes. They went back-to-back games.
This is why Golden State got rid of Harrison Barnes, and this is why Sacramento, if they're smart, get rid of Harrison Barnes.
Yes.
Get rid of him?
No. Disagree.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but he's still having them same issues from.
He's a third or fourth option and average 15 points, bro.
All right.
What you want from your third or fourth option?
I would start Herder over him though.
He is starting.
Hold on, Mel.
He's starting over Barnes.
No, he fourth option, the third option, because now you like trying to be slick. Is he third
either
or fourth?
Either or his numbers
He
is
ain't
good.
no damn option.
For a third or fourth option is good.
I don't want my third.
You got
option.
Harrison Barnes as a third option on the championship team in 2023.
Then that's horrible. There's no way he's a fourth option. He ain't no option. He gets an offensive rebound.
He is a role player.
Right.
On the championship team.
For a role player, 13 points is decent. Whatever he averages is decent, bro. 13,
Hold on,
15 is decent for a role player, bro.
Nick Pillow in the building. If we have to distribute blame whole series, Barnes 15%, Keegan 15, Sabonis 20, Kevin Herter gets 25. Thank you, Nick Pillow. Give Mike Brown a rest because he's the coach. Kevin Herter shooting 16% from the three. Oh my God, you saw that?
Now
Trey Barnes and a pick from John Collins.
I can agree with all that. And thank you, Nick Pillow, because he didn't give Fox no blame, just like how I didn't give him no blame.
Yeah, I would give him 5%. Like I said, if they lose the series, it's a successful year. I mean, they already did. They made the playoffs. They took Warriors 6 games. I mean, what else?
It has some close games.
Yeah.
But can I ask y'all a question before we get out of here and go to rapid fire? If your third or fourth option is averaging 16 points in the regular season, 10-year vet, championship pedigree, been in the playoffs, and then he gets to the playoffs and he's averaging 12, playing 33, 34 minutes. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, if he my third option, I'd be kind of upset, but I ain't gonna. I mean, we can't put it all on him though.
Right.
All right.
There's just no way. There's no way. I mean, I even look up Keegan Murray's stats, man, because he had a good last game, but Herder is really the key. Like
these are 3-4 year dudes. We talking about a 10-year vet, man.
Right, but no, Keegan Murray's a rookie.
Like Tobias Harris. Should I give him the blame? He's the third and fourth option, average 15 points. Niggas call him
nobody.
Third and fourth options is not trash. That average double digits. Them niggas is role players.
Tobias Harris is trash up until this series. Stop it, man. Stop, man.
I disagree, bro.
Tobias Harris is like. Yeah.
Stop, man. He's
regular, what you want for the fourth option, bro?
Yo, Mel, stop, Mel. I'm not doing that with you, bro. Stop, bro.
So you know what? I stand correct.
He came over from where he came to Philly to be a difference maker. He got all the money, and he ain't been.
Call all the 3 or 4 options right.
Stop.
On your own team, I called RJ Barrett whack sometimes.
He is whack. He is whack sometimes. What are you talking about?
See, this is what I'm talking about. How is all the third and fourth options trash in the league, bro?
Yo, Mel,
he's not. He's a third or fourth option, but Harrison Barnes is not a third or fourth option. That's my point. And I gotta retract my statement on Keegan Murray. He's shooting 45% and 41% from three, and he's still upholding his 12 points per game. So it ain't his fault.
He's the only one consistent.
I think it's Keegan Murray, man. I think it's all. I'm sorry, Kevin Herter. Like you don't understand, AllBall. They were shooting 80% from three early in the year with that play.
I get it. I'm just mad because Mel be coming on here with some BS sometimes. Like
Tobias Harris. Don't. It's facts.
Tobias Harris been terrible all year, man. Stop, man.
I disagree, bro. Man.
Yeah, the last time I heard Tobias Harris name being good is when he was on the Clippers.
I disagree.
Get out of here, man.
We agree to disagree, right?
Nigga average 14, man. You bugging
about
Get
the
out
top
of here,
4
man.
last year
Come on,
and
man.
improvement. They have a lot of money in this
You
offseason.
be with the analytical. Come on,
Not
stop,
analytics,
man.
it's facts.
Stop.
It's the guys that mean stuff in the playoffs. These are the guys that play in both ends.
Well, what do we mean in the playoffs then?
Huh?
What do he mean in the playoffs?
What do you mean? He guards the wings. If he don't shoot good.
And he's been successful?
Who?
Come on, Nick. See, I'm not doing this rapid fire.
Is you talking about Tobias Harris or are you talking about Harrison Barnes? Y'all talking about
both them niggas is bums.
Yes.
So then why are you giving them so much blame? You can't get 65-50% of blame if you know he a bum already. Does that make sense?
Hold on. Once again, this is street talk. You know how we talk.
So no, this is basketball talk. We're not in the streets. We in the house. We all in the house.
Bro. Rapid fire, man. Come on, man. I'm not doing that.
Kevin Huerter's a bootleg Tyler Hero. He might be. Considering they were picking in the top 4 this past year, it's an improvement. They have a lot of money in this offseason. Yeah, come on, man.
They're gonna make some pickups for sure. I think they should be looking for like Pillow said, they should be looking for John Collins or Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Who's their GM? McNair? Monty McNair, I think.
I don't know.
I think he was there for 4 years. I mean,
hold on, let me ask y'all a question. I ain't gonna let it go. Honestly, has Tobias Harris been underachieving these last couple years in the NBA?
I forgot about Tobias Harris.
I mean, considering where he at, considering the position I don't think so. But I wasn't just expecting him to put up his Clipper numbers on the Sixers.
Look,
well, now that you're there, I mean, we might as well make a prediction.
Hold on. Let's talk about the stats is right here.
Okay.
He averaged 17-6 last year. Year before that, he averaged 19-6. Year before that, 19-6. Year before that, 18-8. Year before that, 20-7 on the Clippers.
No, he been
point proven, bro. Y'all calling these niggas trash and they not trash as your third and fourth option.
I ain't calling him trash. I mean, I just said that. I mean, he a third guy. I mean, his
third or fourth.
His role is
Maxey, Harden, Embiid. He's the fourth option. What the hell y'all dudes want? They not getting 20 points.
He should be a fourth. But I think he's better than Barnes.
Hold on. You read all that, right? But you didn't. You know where I was going.
No, I can't read your mind.
No. Read what was the playoff record after the Clippers.
The playoff record?
Yeah, like first round, second round, Eastern Conference. Like what's that?
Mel be answering questions like a pimp. You can't ask a pimp a question.
No.
They'll ask you the same question right back.
No.
I'm asking you what you want me to Google.
I want you to Google those stats. Now, what is his playoff stats and where did they make it?
Okay. Good question.
Good question.
He said,
because I think the last 4 years is 19 for the first 3 and 17 last year.
Yeah, I mean regular
season. Hold on, Rage Man. Hold on.
You got a bone to pick.
Okay, here you go. So career average, he averaged 17.
No. See,
what do you mean each year, year by year?
Hold on. When did he get traded from the Clippers? Hold on, man. Hold on, Ray. When did he get traded from the Clippers?
I don't know his year. Hold on.
You just ran off the shit.
It's not the same thing. Hold on. The year from the Clippers, he got traded in 2018. No, 2018, 2019.
So he been all right. So he went to the 76ers in 2019.
Right.
All right. So 2019. So that's 4 years.
Right.
What was his? All right, I think you said the first 3 was 19, and then last year was 17. So 18. From 19 up until now, what is his playoff? What is his playoff average? So go from 19 to 1 year. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nah, you good.
Nah, you got a bone to pick. I'm just eating my popcorn.
Playoff stats.
Playoff stats.
Wait, which year for Tobias Harris?
Yes.
Ever since he's been in Philly.
His playoff stats for the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, he kind of I got him pulled up.
I got him too. I got him. Okay. He was 16.9 the second year.
All right, where they went in the playoffs, did they get like first round?
I can't see both of that, bro.
All right.
I got all the 5. I got from 19.
16.9, 21.8, 15, 15.8, 15.5, and he averaging 14.5 right now.
Okay.
Do I got this wrong? Why is it saying he's averaging 20 this year in the
So
playoffs?
one year his average went up. The other years his average went down.
You read it backwards, Mel. That was now he averaging this year he's averaging
20. That was this year. All right, so he already backwards, already coming down, right?
And look, hold on, make y'all laugh. He averaging 20 because it was against the Brooklyn Nets, which we know didn't have a chance.
Right.
But all the other years his average went down, right?
Yeah.
No.
2020.
Compared to his regular season numbers, yeah, they were
16, 20.
Nah,
2021.
2021 season, he averaged 21 a game. That's better than any one of his regular season stats.
Yeah, 21. That was his best. That was his best run. But before that, he was averaging less than the regular season.
Oh, I got you. I follow. Well, okay. He averages 16 for his career. But he got a bunch of around that time. Yeah, but he's around that. I mean,
yeah.
For his career, it's 48% from the field. In the playoffs, for his career, it's 47%. Nah, it's not that bad. Maybe his 3-point percentage is bad.
The fourth option, you don't have too many options out there, bro. You don't have freedom like that unless you like a Jamal Crawford or somebody like that. So these niggas is just good system players doing their job.
They are, but you know what it is? You know what it is, though, Ball?
No, hold on.
What is Tobias Harris' playoff moment?
No, but not even that. Mel keeps saying the fourth option. Just because you say that don't make it a fact. When they brought him over there, he wasn't over there to be the fourth option.
Yes, he was Clipper Tobias Harris, damn near all-star level player.
Thank you. So stop. You keep over there. Yo, the fourth option.
And James Harden wasn't there yet. He was still in Houston.
Right. He wasn't there to be the fourth option. Now when James Harden, I can respect that.
Remember, it was a debate between him and Jimmy Butler. Who was they gonna keep? They kept Tobias.
So that's all I'm saying.
Right, and he's not playing bad. I don't think.
No, he was supposed to be.
Harden came over there. Right. Harden came over there. Maxey got better. Come on, bro.
When we talk about the whole topic with Giannis being a failure in sports, that's where I disagree with Giannis. There's no failure in sports. That general manager in Philadelphia, that's a failure. You chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. All of us was like, wait, what?
No, it didn't work over. It just didn't work.
Nah, Mel. Now you're wild. I was trying to be on your side because
Jimmy Butler can't shoot no threes. Nobody over there can shoot threes.
That's what we basing this on?
He's spacing for Embiid, yes.
Wait a minute.
We gonna pass it to in the mid-range?
He's the Jimmy Butler hater, right? I forgot about this.
I'm not.
I forgot about this.
So
bro, there's no way possible. When we were
work?
saying, hold on, Mel. I don't know what you were saying back then about the 3-point shots. We were all saying that, but we also said Jimmy Butler's tough. We thought Ben Simmons was the problem. That's what I thought. But they chose Tobias over him? Nah. That looks like a major failure by Philadelphia. Major.
Yeah. I disagree.
They're looking.
You disagree?
It depends. It depends on this.
What?
In the playoffs,
he didn't win when he was there.
In the playoffs right now. I mean, considering the trade, Fabian is talking about the trade.
Hold on, I can't hear y'all. One at a time.
Fabian, you're talking about the trade, the Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris trade. So far, who's won? Obviously, it's been the Heat, but so far, we can't say it's been a failure because the Sixers are still in the playoffs.
Right.
Now, when you talk about the actual trade, Philly lost, but they still doing good. They still in the playoffs.
And he's still averaging 16, whatever he averaging. It wasn't like he's just not doing nothing or not there no more, bro.
They were traded for each other. Now I got lost.
That's clear.
No, they weren't traded for
Mel, hold on.
No, they wasn't traded for each other. They were on the same team, and the executives was debating who they should have kept.
Okay.
Because they couldn't pay all four of them. Ben Simmons, So
but I thought Ben Simmons was the problem. He thought Ben Simmons was a chump. That's what I always thought. But you reminding me, maybe I forgot.
No,
that
he
they chose Tobias over.
But no, but they didn't. They would have to pay it all for them though.
I mean, they could have also not paid Tobias Harris and kept Jimmy Butler, no?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. The Philadelphia 76ers made a major mistake by choosing Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Even back then, I was saying, why would I love Jimmy Buckets? He pairs up with Embiid lovely. He's still shouting on Embiid. That's the real MVP.
It's crazy now because he's doing what Jimmy do. It's crazy, but back then
You gotta be out of your
18
mind,
and
Mel.
5, bro. He averaged 18. What do y'all think? Jimmy Butler's the GOAT. He averaged 18. You can find that in the league, bro.
Tobias Harris getting cooked though. Tobias Harris be getting cooked though.
Right, but he put up numbers. But he guard wings. He could guard almost any position. Almost.
So where I still haven't heard how he's like Jimmy Butler, bro. He's not like that. What are you talking about?
He don't got the leadership skills.
Exactly.
Numbers.
Exactly.
Right.
He don't have the talent Tobias Harris has, and he's carrying a team.
If it was that valuable, he would have stayed. They would have paid him. He would have stayed.
Nah, they made a mistake.
Mel, are you listening to yourself?
Imagine if they. I'm trying to think how the Philly would look if they would have kept Jimmy Butler, got rid of Tobias.
They would look crazy, Raymond. What do you mean?
No, they would not. They had it. They experienced. They was there. And what happened? What happened when they was there? What they went? First round?
They lost on a lucky shot with Kawhi. What you talking about?
That was a shot away from conference finals.
That was the second for one, Mel. No. See, go ahead, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, man. What do you mean you asking? You watch enough ball like us. You saying the first round? It wasn't the first round.
All right, second round. They didn't get the job done. He wasn't performing second half. Kawhi had that ass on lock.
Buzzer beater in game 7.
Kawhi wasn't guarding Jimmy in the third and fourth quarter.
Okay,
strapping that shit. With no Jimmy Butler.
Wait, hold on. Was he guarding Tobias? Hell no, he was guarding Jimmy Butler.
Right. So he wasn't Jimmy Butler. You prove him up. Y'all prove him up.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The best defender in the league is guarding your number. Is guarding who?
What I'm saying. He wasn't.
Hey Mel, who would you pick? Who would you rather have on your team, Tobias Harris or Jimmy Butler?
Right now,
it depends on my team.
Yo, I'm out. See y'all later. I'm out.
Yo, Tobias Harris is 6'10".
Oh my God.
Look, Tobias Harris is 6'10". He could shoot the three. He could defend. What are you talking about? Y'all just caught in the
I think we need to end this line right. Oh my goodness.
Yo, my bad, Zach. I didn't know you was here. I ain't hit a thing.
Nah, it just popped up. What up?
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Zach, please bring
he
some.
Can shoot the three.
God. Yeah, hold on.
Defend a little bit. And he's from New York.
Mel.
And he's from New York. Right. Love it.
Introduce this right. Yes, Nick Pillow. Nick Pillow is concerned for your health, Mel. He wants to know, are you good, my brother?
It depends on my team.
Hold on, Mel, introduce it right. We're talking about Jimmy Butler versus Tobias Harris. Who would you rather want? Zach, give me 1 second.
I know exactly what I'm saying.
We want to let Mel answer this question first before you go.
All right. Okay, go ahead. I'm all ears.
Mel, please.
Embiid, you play with Embiid, right? You have to spread the floor. You can't spread the floor with what Jimmy Butler did. He can't shoot no threes. That's why they picked up JJ Redick. That's why they got PJ Tucker. Them niggas spread the floor. And that's why they got kept Tobias. Them niggas spread the floor for Embiid, bro. What are you talking about? It depends on my team, bro. I'm not. Of course, Jimmy Butler is the clear better player right now, but it depends on my team. I'm sticking to my answer, bro. What you gonna pass it to him? You gonna pass it to him and he gonna pull up for a mid range? That's not gonna help Embiid. That's not really gonna help too much, bro.
Well,
it's the NBA. You gotta be able to shoot the trade ball. We all know that, bro. So we don't know that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, as much as Mel make a point, as much as Butler and Embiid are buddies, would they really have worked together? So he make a good point.
Right, bro.
I think y'all overthinking this.
No, hold on. He do not make a great point.
Y'all overthinking this.
Hold on.
Y'all
he said no.
You can't
hey, Fabian.
Let him have his opinion. Everybody got their own opinion. You
can't say
Fabian. Everybody had their own opinion.
Hey, Zach, what up? I'm about to get out of here. Hold on. I had to jump back on.
What up, AllBall?
What up? You do realize ever since that trade, Jimmy Butler's been to the Eastern Conference Finals and to the finals, right?
Okay.
And your man ain't been to number one. And
Wait,
he
to
has
the Eastern Conference Finals and the finals?
What?
Yeah.
You said what?
Eastern Conference last year, finals in the bubble.
And hold on. And
the bubble count now? The bubble count? We count the bubble?
Finals.
Oh, we only counted for select people. We count the bubble?
Why wouldn't we count the bubble? They play basketball. Why wouldn't?
Me personally, I don't. But
that's what I'm saying.
For historical purposes, he made the bubble. We talking, he made the bubble. But me personally, I don't count the bubble.
See, that's why I said that, Zach. A lot of niggas don't count the bubble.
And that shows me who actually, and that's when I throw that out there. That shows me who actually played and who didn't.
Hold on, Zach. You said they played basketball. That's not you. That's a super oversimplification. It was a 4-month suspension. It was a 4-month.
Once again, that's a team accomplishment though too.
Wait a minute.
All ball.
Did he just say so?
So I don't. They played. They played NBA professional basketball.
He said so.
But again, it proves my point. That's it. Anybody that's ever competed at a high level wouldn't say that.
This man just said
they wouldn't say that.
What I just missed out on? They wouldn't say.
They wouldn't say that.
They wouldn't say what?
That they championship, that the bubble didn't count. Nobody that played and compeed for real would never say that.
I think I agree with that. I ain't gonna front. People don't know how hard it is to win the championship.
That's my point. That's my point.
Hold on, Zach. Hold on, Zach. Rage man, Mel, because I don't want this to go far left.
No, because I can't wait to respond. Because
no, you can respond right now, Zach. I'm gonna jump off. Hold on, just real quick.
Stay home, boy.
No.
Don't let me ruffle your feathers.
No, never that. Come on, man.
For my pause.
We just watched Jimmy Butler. Hold on. We just watched Jimmy Butler beat the best team in the NBA by himself, right?
Yep.
We watched this man literally be legendary in the playoffs. And it's a debate between him and Tobias Harris.
My opinion, yes, bro.
No, hold on. Let me just finish. Hold on.
My bad.
Hold on, because when I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. I don't know if you trolling. I don't know. Like, I'm being honest. No other sports show ever in the world would even make that comparison. And for you to be like, yo, I'm just thinking about it and it depends. It's just like, come on, bro. Tobias Harris is not nowhere near Jimmy Butler's level on anything.
Yo, hold on. For Tobias, for his career, he averaged 16 and 6. Right? Jimmy Butler for his career averaged 2 more points than Tobias Harris.
What are you talking about? That is horrible.
What are we doing? What? See, I'm just trying to be fun. I'm not even trying to. What are we doing right now? For real, like what are we doing?
Okay.
Just cut my opinion, bro.
Hold on, Zach. Hold on.
Opinion.
Hold on now. I'm gonna leave after this. Y'all. Hold on, man. All right, you made your point. Hold on, Zach. Just enjoy the show for 1 minute.
I am. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Now, give me Tobias Harris playoff numbers and give me Jimmy Butler playoff numbers.
We just did Tobias.
No. Watch. His Wi-Fi's gonna go out. I don't know how this goes.
We just looked up Tobias. Tobias is 17 for the playoffs.
No. Hold on. Wait.
Go to Jimmy.
You're fumbling and bumbling.
And then I did this the other day, all ball. Go to Jimmy Butler when he actually got minutes. Don't count them first few years in Chicago.
No, we got to count everything. That's not the way it works.
No, count it.
That's how it works. So we count people's numbers when they don't play.
Zach,
at all.
Zach, don't. Hey, Zach, no. Listen, let him do his job. Go ahead.
He gonna.
His number's 26 and 4.
Hey, y'all have a great night.
They still 26 and 4, and you include those years that he barely played.
No, it's not. Hold on. They're not 26 and 4. Yo, Mel, hold on. Mel has the worst internet ever.
Hey, let me wait.
How? What are you looking at? What that say right there?
Let me rock. Now, do me a favor, Mel.
Jimmy Butler has played 102 games, averaged 29 points.
Yo, let me work.
6 rebounds and 4 assists.
Hold on.
Hold on. Hey, Mel, give me Tobias Harris playoff numbers in Philly and give me Jimmy Butler's playoff numbers in Miami.
I think Jimmy averaging.
Yo,
wait, Rage. Go ahead.
Y'all changing the argument.
He's trying to help you out.
Wait.
Who would I pick?
Let him shoot this up.
Averaging 4 more points to him in the playoffs and 2 more for his career.
Brother man.
When?
All right, wait. Huh? Can you do me a favor before I go home? Can you please give me, because any other time when we ask, can you Google something, y'all do it. I'm asking you, can you Google Tobias Harris numbers in the playoff when he's with Philly?
It don't come up that simple.
I got you. Listen,
do it.
Tobias Harris numbers on Philly is 18 points per game, 47% from the field, 36% from 3. If you want to say round it up, 37.
2 points less than Jimmy Butler again. And this Mel,
you do not have access to this information, so you have to calm down.
No.
18 points. Yes, you do. You keep twisting your hair up and twisting your coaching tone. Your voice keep cracking in my ear. 18 points, 8.5 rebounds, 36.5 from 3, and 47% from the field. He smokes him in Miami, bro. He's averaging 25, 5.5 assists, seven rebounds a game, 35% from 3, by the way, for the non-3-point shooter, and 50% from the field, basically 49%.
Yeah,
it's not close.
Hey Mel, who you taking?
I'm not
player A or player
answer, bro.
Hey, can I go now? Can I go now? Let me say this. Let me say this.
If I'm the Boston Celtics, I don't need Jimmy Butler. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait, Mel.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Seriously. Life is about growth. Like, I've been getting hit on Twitter all day from Knicks fans because I felt like Jalen Brunson was overpaid, that they should have tanked for Scoot Henderson, right?
Ooh.
So what I said was, I didn't try to explain my logic. I didn't try to argue because I think it makes logical sense. I just said, you know what? I was wrong. Shout out to Jalen Brunson. Shout out to the New York Knicks fans. Happy for you guys. Y'all like family, so I'm happy for y'all. So sometimes in mail, when you say certain things, it's okay to just be like, yeah, I had this theory, but now that y'all talk me through it, this really sounds crazy. Because you're talking about fit when Jimmy Butler literally, if we just go off his playoff resume these last few seasons, he literally turns into a top 5 player in the league. And you're talking about spacing and all this. No, you get a top 5 playoff performer and you figure it out. One of the reasons why they struggle with spacing, because we conveniently forget, because it seems so long ago, he was playing alongside Ben Simmons. Yeah, so it wasn't quite where it needed to be. And actually, I heard Jimmy Butler, one of the few JJ Redick interviews where I watched the whole thing because I wanted to know what went on in Philly. And he kind of basically said it was so much other stuff going in the locker room. He didn't want to just grab the bull by the proverbial horns. He's trying to be on his good behavior because they just trashed him in Minnesota. No, bro, this is the NBA. We can't overcomplicate everything all the time. This dude is a top 5 playoff player. And you put him one of the most dominant forces in the game tonight when he's healthy. And we trying to decide between him and Tobias Harris. Now, I'm higher on Tobias Harris than most. But come on, Mel, you know better than that. Like, what we doing, bro?
Bro, it's not a fact.
He's the hooper.
Like, what are we doing, bro? Like,
into it, bro. I'm not.
I mean, you talking about fit, like, and even we're going to use recency bias because it's not even about being a fan. That's another thing. We got to get away from that. If the guy is producing, whether you like him or not, it is what it is. We just killed Draymond Green for a whole show. The man's been balling since he's been back. Jordan Poole gave him 10 points. He had 21, 10. He had 21, 10, and 7. Well, whatever the detail is, the point is the man is performing. It is what it is. It ain't about liking people or caring for people.
Right.
Jimmy Butler just had an amazing series, and you up here talking about you take Tobias Harris? Like, come on, bro. But look, like, come on.
You said, all right, but he wasn't a top 5 player in Philly. He was there.
Okay.
Oh my
God. Let me ask a question.
Top 5 player, when it was another top 5 player, it didn't.
Hey, let me ask y'all a
question.
That
record was shaky before he got there, too.
Hey, not to get off topic.
Hold on a second, man.
He was with another top 5 player in Philly for a year.
When Jimmy Butler got there, he moved the needle so much that they would have got past Kawhi and them, and Kawhi don't hit the jump shot. Like, it wasn't like they blew them out. He moved the needle so much. It's ridiculous. And I mean, maybe you just don't remember it like that, but it was a totally different team when Jimmy Butler became part of that team. It was totally different.
Hey, let me ask a question. Y'all. So,
Down dropper in the building.
Not to get off the topic, but does this make sense? Like, this is why I don't.
You talking about something making sense? I might be wrong now.
Okay. Now, this is why I don't like consider the bubble to be like valid compared to other NBA seasons. They had a 4-month break. When they did come back, I mean, obviously we know the no crowd, no home court advantage, none of that. That's one of the biggest dynamics of playoff basketball. And we have to consider that some players did not want to be there. As much as they were there and players played, Players did not want to be there. Look at Lou Williams' situation. Look at the whole Clippers' situation. Look at the Bucks situation. And next year they swept Miami. That's a direct. What's the word I'm saying? It shows you that those outcomes were not valid. Like I don't really consider
the Bucks swept Miami because in the bubble Giannis hurt his ankle. So I mean,
and for all the reasons you just named, plus more, that just made the bubble hard.
I think that's
made the bubble way harder. You can't go get a haircut you want. Your girlfriend's not there.
Bro,
can't go home to your homeboys. You really got to stay there and lock in.
They were on a resort, bro. Stop it, man.
But you really had to stay there and lock in. And LeBron said the reason why we won.
Acting like they was in prison. Stop.
See, and this is again.
Go nowhere. It was COVID.
That tells me. That tells me again. You never talked to somebody that played overseas. You never talked to somebody that played overseas. Because playing overseas, I don't care how nice your living arrangements is. It's almost similar to the bubble because it's not your culture. Your family's not there. It's not. It's a totally. And then depending on where you are, it's not even your language.
Remember, LeBron
it's just not that simple like that, bro.
LeBron wanted to play. Remember what Patrick Beverly said? If LeBron said we're playing, we're playing. LeBron wanted to play. Please stop.
LeBron came out and said
LeBron wanted to play.
LeBron said, "Yo, this is stupid.
He literally
just cancel the season."
LeBron greenlit them playing. LeBron greenlit the bubble. What are you talking about?
LeBron came out and said
he greenlit the bubble. Stop it, bro.
Can I get a chance
to So we're gonna argue about whether or not LeBron wanted the bubble or whatever.
No, he's saying LeBron didn't want to play. It's
didn't.
an actual fact.
Okay, but hold on. But what does that have to do with the fact how hard the bubble is or not? Like, what is the point of this conversation? This topic.
I'm saying some people came into it wanting to play, and some people came into it not wanting to play. So the motivations were different. So when y'all say everybody played, that's invalid. Everybody did not want to play.
But you still had to go out and play.
But they played, right? They still played, bro. So what is the point of this conversation? I'm saying, like,
there is no point. There's no point.
There is no point. Okay.
Right. And
there's no point.
When it first happened, when it first came out that he was going to play, LeBron said, "I do not want to play."
No, he did not. That's a lie.
When I finished talking,
hold on. Hey, go ahead, finish up, Mel, because I don't know what
he said.
I want to see the point of this shit.
He said, "I've never played basketball since like 15 years old without a crowd. I don't want to do this." He's never played without a crowd. And then they won 16, right?
And then they won
that in the beginning. And then and then as it went on, he changed his mind and said, "Yo, I know everybody can't stay this disciplined and this focused. If I could keep the Lakers focused and my troops together, no other team is not going to be as disciplined because they've never been through this, and this is going to be hard." He said that's part of the reason why they won.
I'm really happy you brought that up. Because I remember the quote. He never said he didn't want to play. He said
he just lied right there.
He was off. Listen, he said he was off because he was getting used to playing without a crowd. To me, that was a little bit of an excuse, but I get it. The thing about LeBron is the Lakers all wanted to play besides Bradley because they were the #1 seed and they were hitting their stride before their season shut down. So they wanted to be out there. And you could tell. I mean, Kuzma's talked about it. But that's not the point. I don't want to.
And Paul George, too. Paul George said the bubble was one of the hardest seasons he had.
Oh, no. I'm not discrediting the bubble. I agree with Raymond in this sense. It is different. I would put an asterisk on it just because it's a different kind of circumstances, but I'm not discrediting the Lakers. They were the best team in the league, even without the bubble.
Yeah, I wasn't discrediting the team, but yeah, you cannot compare that super outlier to a standard NBA season. Like,
I agree with that, but what's the point?
What is that?
That's what they're saying. That's what
hold on. So this is what, because the whole topic is Jimmy Butler right now on Dime Drop. By the way,
I know I got off.
No, that's not you, Ray. It's not Ray. This all started by trying to discredit Jimmy Butler, or how do we gauge him against Tobias Harris?
Would you take
Tobias Harris?
Perspective. I didn't take nothing around. I just said it depends on my team. I didn't take nothing away from him. I didn't say, yo, he not. I never said no. He was. I never discredited him. I just said
it depends on his team.
Right. It depends.
That is discrediting.
But that's not discrediting him, bro.
That's crazy.
I got
it could be crazy.
And they had
asked him, would you put Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler spot on the Heat?
What about
hell no. No, it depends on the team. No, hell no.
Oh my God.
It depends on the team. No.
So right now, if the 76ers had a chance to trade Tobias Harris to Jimmy Butler, they shouldn't do it.
What are you guys talking about?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Dime. All this is weird to me. Oh, this is weird
So
to
now,
me.
now
I'm sorry, this is where we are.
If he's not going to
I've been
shine,
getting-
Harden might not play the same. He's ball dominant.
Who is ball dominant?
Jimmy Butler.
No,
He has to have the
he's
ball.
not.
What are you
Really,
talking
though?
about?
The
No,
way
he's not ball dominant.
He's
That's
not
again.
ball dominant.
You
He's
must.
really
You don't
not.
know. You haven't watched Miami's
He has
offense.
to have
It's
the
not
ball
ball.
alive.
It's not ball. That's not
All
being
right,
ball dominant though.
Wrong word. I'm wrong. Wrong word. But then the ball comes out of somebody. Somebody not getting no shots. Who's not getting no shots now?
I
Right,
think.
but
See,
they don't
I
really
think
have that many great offensive players, though. Miami. That's the thing. He should do this, and he has to do it. And I'm
Right. It depends on the team.
But what's your argument, though?
Huh?
I don't
They said,
understand.
would you pick Jimmy Butler or Tobias Harris? I said it depends on the team. Me personally.
Generally, bro. Just
No, are you being
standard
serious?
he's been.
I love Tobias Harris. This is not even. He's not even.
Yo, is that crazy? Yo, see, I
That's
feel
why I
like
was
it's a
trying
bad
to figure
time.
out, Dime. I was
Jimmy Butler had,
confused.
three
I was
bad games,
confused.
and then
What
I'm
are we
coming back.
talking about? Dude, we need to show Jimmy Butler some respect now.
I
2 seasons.
didn't take nothing away. He did what he did. Legendary, historical performances. I never discredit that.
Mel,
Harris.
you
Making
just said,
history.
Mel, you
Has
just
never
said,
been an all-star.
hold on, Dom, you just said that he's been legendary. When
Right.
the fuck have we said Tobias Harris has been legendary?
We haven't.
Never. So you never compare a legend to anybody who's normal. Not
Nah,
happening.
he takes
I guess
fit.
you're right, you're right. When
He
you put it in
takes fit
perspective
over
like
being
that.
legendary.
He takes
He takes fit over being
He's-
legendary. That's what it is. He
He
takes
has a
fit over being
great
legendary.
yo Zach. He has a great
Y'all two
orthopedist
maybe just
who
put
works
in
on his feet.
perspective. Y'all two may just put in perspective for me.
I mean, we literally, you can make the argument. Literally, off the top of my head, he's literally top 10 playoff performer probably in league history. Top 10.
Top
And
10?
we're talking about fit over being legendary.
No, but what I'm saying is when
That's
he
crazy.
was in Philly, was he top
Hey
10 when he was in Philly?
Dime, did he move the needle when he got to Philly? I thought he did. Maybe I watched it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think he made the. I think
Right.
he made the. I think he
But
made
that's
the.
why I feel like that's why.
Mel, hold on, Mel. He said dime.
My
Oh,
bad.
I think Jimmy Butler absolutely made the Sixers better. I think the Tobias move was a little weird. I feel like it was a lot of change in one season. But they also, like with Brett Brown, they ran their offense through Ben Simmons. And like
Thank
Jimmy
you.
Butler,
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
it just took away from Jimmy Butler's value. But you know what about Jimmy Butler? He didn't say anything. He was professional about it all. And they still were close to beating Kawhi's Raptors.
Thank you.
Embiid completely underperformed. He was not 100% like
Wait.
always. And he just averaged like what 22 points like in a season where he's averaging
Yeah.
like 20.
Yeah, he was
Go listen to Jimmy Butler on JJ Redick's podcast a couple years, like when they
I
talked about
heard
this.
that exact episode. I heard that exact
Yep.
episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Run through
Yep.
Ben. The eye test showed that they wanted to run through Ben. It was very obvious.
So because Ben Simmons was there, he wasn't legendary no more.
What do you mean? No. That's not what he's saying.
No. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is Jimmy was a professional and he said it out his own mouth. He didn't want to do the same thing he just did in Minnesota
Right.
because they killed him for it in
right.
Minnesota, even though they made it to the playoffs and he got them there because of his competitive spirit. He
For the
came
first
there and
time
saw it was a
right.
completely,
Okay, I
it
get
was
I
a
completely
completely,
get it. I get it.
yeah, it was a completely different dynamic.
This got dragged out.
Yo, on this topic though, I've been actually getting really frustrated today because last night I watched the second half of the Bucks game. Guys, I did not know it was that bad. Like the way y'all.
Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible, Don.
And listen, that whole press conference after the game, like it's taken a lot of. It's become. Did he fail or not, or is he a failure? Who is saying Giannis Antetokounmpo is a failure as a man or as a?
We talking about the season. Like,
No,
yeah.
you know, Dime. But Dime, what people missed, and if you listen, watch the whole thing, because even at the end, he said, all right, because even at the end, Dime, he says more for context. If you listen to him, I think it wasn't even about failure or nothing like that. I think him and that reporter has history, because he said, you asked me this last year.
Yeah.
He called him by name, right? And so
Eric.
I think it was more about that. I think if you ask Giannis, he's a competitive guy. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
He's not emotional. I'm pretty sure if you ask him the question right, he would not winning is a failure. But the reason he answered the way he did, because for some reason, this guy wants to harp on this every year. So Giannis had to let him know, like, of course, we didn't win it. I know I failed, but no, it's bigger than just asking me the first question out the gate, did we fail?
Yeah.
It's about the process. It's about this. And I was amazed that nobody, recognized that because it was obvious that Giannis was irritated by the guy and him repeating this question and him talking about failure. And then, but like we always do on social media, pay attention to this. When something happens, people take whatever that incident is to try to mold it and fit whatever agenda they pushing. So what it turned into, Dime, not critiquing the game and what Giannis played, it turned into now that Giannis is this big fraud. Yeah. When it's like, no, actually he had 38 and 20.
Right.
And
he could have had 50 if he made his free throws. So the critique should have been talking about how bad they were as a team and Coach Bud and Giannis rushing shots and now all this stuff. And then my thing was, now if he's no longer your number one player because he missed free throws, then that tells me you didn't know who he was as a player, because he was the number one player to me in spite of that. We all know he can't shoot. We all know he struggles with free throws. The year he made his free throws, what happened? They won the championship. Like, what are y'all talking about? So to me, Dime, you were right on point with your critique, but I like when you talk because we kind of have same but different timelines. My timeline was crushing Giannis as if he's been a fraud this whole time, and this proved it. Versus your timeline, you're trying to say, hey, we killed Dirk after that loss, and rightfully so. I think that's what this has turned into. Not about that game, but now we've tried to legislate Giannis's career now off of one game when it wasn't like they held him scoreless. Again, he had 38 and 20.
But Zach, hold on. Yeah, hold on, Ray. But that was my thing even when it happened. Dime was reacting the same way, and AllBall. Y'all were all of a sudden questioning this man's legacy, and I said, "Whoa, that's not right. He's still Giannis. Yeah. He's still the top 3 player in the last 3-4 seasons minimum. Absolutely. He's also going to be going down as a legendary guy. He has a chance to crack top 20,
Fabian, top 5. He's been top 5, top 3 the last, including this year, 6 seasons.
So for me, it was. I didn't like. For me, it was a peek. Hold on, Ray. It was a peek into how a legendary guy thinks. Like when you see the interview, like the Kobe interview just surfaced again, when he said, "I don't believe in failure." Like once you start creating expectations, that's when you start failing that. And you know what's funny? I be feeling the same way. I'm like, yo, how do people manage? Like I can envision these championships before I win or whatever it is. And he to his credit said, yo, you got to find somewhere in the middle. That's always the balance. So everybody can't, as much as we praise Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, and Kobe is the carbon copy, even Kobe was like, hold on, I'm just human. I don't go out and party all night, go to the casino and go to a game. I'm not built like that. As a human being, Kobe's way more human, and it put the writing on the wall for us. Yo, this is how we can be, all of us, most of us, compared to a Giannis who's a superhuman dude. But again, it's still a peek into, imagine when that thought were to ever take place in Giannis's mind. That's how he responds to it. Yeah. He himself treats that thought that way. So when that guy did it in real life, we just saw what he does mentally all the time. Yeah, that's it.
That's a great point, Fabian. Yeah, that's a great point.
So then it turned into all of a sudden he's not Giannis. I didn't like that, and I was very adamant about that the other day. Whenever it happened,
I think that was a bunch of. I think that was the people that was blowing it up was the people that have been wanting to say that about him. Me personally, I do look at it as a career slight, but all-time greats lose. I compare it to when Dirk lost in 2007. He won 67 games, an MVP, lost to the AC. Giannis just had the most wins of the season, probably going to be MVP, just lost to the first seed. It happens. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like, dude, these stars have their moments. You know what I mean? Like this is his 84 Magic moment. Like it is what it is.
Yeah,
but even then we're being a little harsh because he did miss a couple of games. He did. The fashion in which they lost was really bad. I just tagged you in something, Zach. I said on Twitter, Zach has a phrase, fan of no team, but a lover of basketball. For me, it's fan of no player, but a lover of basketball. There's nobody I have to I don't have to tear anybody down either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is this. The last 2 years, last year, it was tough for me. It was either Giannis or Steph, who I think is the best. I think Jokic is just after them. I think he has a case as well, but I still have a little bit of doubts about the way teams attack Jokic defensively. Whereas last year when they tried Steph defensively, he really held his own, which really impressed me. And I also just think Steph is he's incredible what he does. Giannis is a physical monster, But last year, he didn't seem to have that same like decent mid-range that he kind of showed against Phoenix. And I think he kind of reverted back to, with the post game, just kind of ramming into people. And I kind of said, okay, because Middleton didn't play and they still took it to 7, I still got Giannis as my best player in the world, but he was close with Curry. The only thing I'm saying now is I may have to retract my statement and go Steph and then Giannis, because he's literally wide open.
Hey, Don, the only reason I gave Giannis like the edge was because I looked at his accomplishments over those years. So I'm like, okay, championship, finals MVP, defensive player of the year, the all NBAs. And then I look at, as the tiebreaker, who played more games. And Steph was injured and Giannis wasn't. And even coming into this year with Jokic, I've really been trying to push this of people trying to understand that it's not an excuse. I just think it's different for centers than in basketball, especially in this era. That's fair when we talk about his defense, but I like talking about Jokic's defense in relation to his position. Because to be honest with you, none of these centers really has that much of a big shot against these guards that you can't touch and spread pick and rolls. Just that some do better than others, right? So I always kind of make it tough where Jokic can't be my top player from this standpoint, Rage. This is why I agree with you, until he wins a championship. I can't put him over the other guys that actually have won championships and been finals MVPs through this period, and he hasn't. Now, that doesn't discredit me thinking he should get three MVPs, but I think what we often do as human beings, we make everything seem like it's all the same, but it's all kind of different, and it's just levels to how you want to say somebody can be the MVP for a season versus the best player in the world. Like, I think that reaches a higher threshold, if that makes sense, of what you have to be and accomplish. And I think the last thing, again, I'm going to say it is the consistency. Were you healthy? Like, I think that shows if you're truly the best, in my opinion, because I grew up watching guys that didn't really miss games like that and still were able to be at a high level. So I think if one guy has been, whether you've been hurt or not, like I said in this week's podcast with All NBA, too bad, so sad.
Those are all great points, but I just can't. The one thing about Jordan, Kobe, maybe once or twice, like Shaq is not in this conversation for me. This is where Shaq loses points at. This is where LeBron has lost points at, in my opinion. Giannis is not in that book. He is a locomotive. His consistency and his will was always there. It's never been absent. And when we bring up Dirk, hell no. Dirk's consistency in the playoffs was not there. He was out physical in the game. We talked about this. That's why I have that loss as the worst ever. He's the MVP, and he was Dirk to me. He was the most unstoppable player back then, alongside Shaq and LeBron, maybe. Right? But Dirk was that was all him. Steven Jackson should never check you. Nobody checks Giannis. It has nothing to do with skill.
The team he had, like that. A lot of
people, Dirk or
Dirk in 2007 won 67 games.
You think Bam doesn't do a good job?
Yeah.
Who?
Bam
we're not gonna legislate that. That Dallas team was a pretty good team. The issue was Dirk was clearly one of the best players in the league during the regular season. The traditional numbers, the advanced stats back all of that up. The problem was he was a different player when the playoffs showed up. He just was. It took him a while to get over that, whatever it was, to be consistent when it really mattered. And let's be honest, when they played Miami, even though Miami was in the midst of throwing up all over themselves, I couldn't even believe that Dirk was still keeping it going at that level because we never saw him do it.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah. And against the first series in Miami, Haslam should not have been able to check him either.
Exactly.
And then we saw it in 2011 when he did that. Once he did that spin move into the basket, hit the layup, and they won, it was over. He got over that hurdle. Giannis been over that hurdle. Giannis never had that issue. So in terms of talent and skill, he's nowhere near Dirk. He's nowhere near AD.
Oh, they're not even
He's
in the
nowhere
same
near
room.
Joker.
Yeah.
Giannis that's not what his game is built off of. It's all mental. And again, that's what that press conference is about. Don't you ever question me. Don't you ever question the way I approach anything in life. I'm a winner.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
I think, Fabian, again, if we get a different question, we might not even get this answer. Think about that. Like
it
if somebody,
depends.
I don't know if he answers it like that if it's somebody else.
But Zach, imagine whatever kind of negative question you got thrown at him after I just took an L, after my coach just big time fucked up. What are we talking?
Yeah,
How do you think he feels?
Hey, we should talk about that.
Oh yeah, you weren't on. You weren't on. You got to let us know what Buddha holds a big time.
Oh my God! How do we look at coaches with? I had to agree with Rage Man because I thought about a statement he made on one of these when he was like, in a lot of ways, coaching is overrated. And like, I get what you're saying, Rage, because this is an example of that. Like, because he has a championship. When that year they won the championship, even in the playoffs, I wanted him fired. Because the stuff he was doing was crazy.
Yo, Zach, we said this on Monday about
this.
Like
Monday.
I think Budenholzer are the worst coach to win a championship.
He might be. He might be. Like, and then like I forgot to show you how funny life is, because I don't really forget a lot of things. I forgot Jay Crowder was on the team until they said something on social media.
Jay Crowder just said
I forgot he was on the team.
He just said a couple hours ago, I don't know my purpose on this team, so he won't be staying there.
So y'all put all them draft picks and traded for him and didn't even play him? Like, the fourth, if y'all haven't watched it, go rewatch that fourth quarter if y'all can. Please go rewatch that fourth quarter. It's some of the worst head-scratching things I've ever seen. That's why they didn't stop Giannis to me. He stopped himself. Like, they didn't stop him because he had all those points and all those free throw attempts. So that means when he wasn't scoring, you was fouling his ass. They didn't even stop him. They stopped themselves. That's what makes this, even to me, worse on Giannis and that organization, because they stopped themselves. The only thing you give Jimmy Butler and Miami credit for was they kept playing. So while they started throwing up all over themselves, they was in position to take advantage of it. But truth be told, Miami really didn't beat them in either one of those games. Milwaukee gave them games. Just being real, not taking nothing away from the Heat.
Thanks,
But this is why I said that was the worst out of all. Because yesterday, you wasn't here, Zach. We did a poll. Yesterday.
Did y'all?
I don't know. I said that this was one of the worst. Like
not one of. Zach, it was 3-2. Me and Mel said the Dallas Maverick loss is the worst loss ever. Turbo, Dime Dropper, and AllBall said, nah, the Bucks and Heat, that's the worst 8-1 upset ever.
I think it's I'm gonna say Dallas because they played a whole series at full strength and just got completely dominated.
Yeah, but
series, Giannis missed games. Well, you can look at it and say, I'm gonna say Turbo is.
The Bucks were better without Giannis, though. Still, I thought the Bucks were better than the Heat.
No, but this is how you look at it. It's the worst. I would say it's the worst playoff game collapse. I'll say it like that. But as far as like a whole series, I gotta still give that edge to the Mavericks.
Yeah, but the two games, Milwaukee was up 16 points in the fourth quarter, and they still choked. You would think going back home that they would learn their lesson.
I had the Bucks win.
So basically, you saying those? So you saying those two games basically outweigh 4 games of Dallas and Golden State? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. No, hold on, Turbo. Let me
go that. It was just the way how everything went down. That's how I was explaining it in context.
No, because I think what me and Fabian are saying, Turbo, like Golden State kicked their ass the whole series.
Oh, that's a fact.
Like they kicked
that's a fact.
I can't say Miami kicked their ass the whole series. That's why I'm giving it that slight edge. So that's why I'm asking you. If you feel like those 2 meltdowns was that bad, you're basically saying 2 meltdowns supersede a whole series. That's all I'm saying. Because that's the facts. That's what happened, right?
It was bad coaching adjustment. It was just the way how everything ended. I've never seen a playoff game end like this.
Everybody told AllBall we love him because he's saying he loves us. He's in the chat.
Love you too, AllBall.
Oh, man.
But think about this though. The Warriors, I'm pretty sure they won no less than like 46 games this season. This is a play-in team.
Yeah, y'all want to see the United Center?
Watch this, Zach. Watch this. When was the last time?
Y'all want to see the United Center real quick?
Hell yeah. When was the last time?
I'll drive by there.
When was the last time the 1-8 and 2-7 series have been this competitive in both conferences?
Wow.
That's a good point.
So now
that playing tournament is kind of working.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna. That's what I was alluding to. Because AllBall and Dime, they hate the playing, but I'm like, yo, we got the right team. It looks like in 7 and 8 because they all get problems. The number one just got bounced. We wanted competition. So again, that factors into leading into my point. This 8 was a little more competitive than we ever thought. That Golden State team, yeah, they were fun, but they were not supposed to beat those Mavericks, especially fully healthy. The Bucks have an excuse. If you're a Bucks fan, like I said yesterday, if you're a Bucks fan, your man was he was out of commission basically 3 days ago. Dirk Nowitzki was fully healthy, and it just so happens that Don Nelson's on the other side going, yeah, I know all his weaknesses. I know why he saw. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm going to show you what it is. And he did it. So,
what about the Nuggets in Seattle? That was crazy too. Even though it was a 5-game series, but that was
about that.
Seattle, them one of them Supersonics of the 90s. They should have they underachieved. Them making the finals just in 96. They were supposed to make a couple more.
You ain't gotta tell me that. You ain't gotta tell me that. I think they might be, in my opinion, like the second best team in the 90s. Like them were the Pacers that didn't win.
Yeah.
Like, I got them over. Like talent wise, that Phoenix team is great. The Blazers are good. The Pacers, and the Pacers too. Those 3 teams. But I'm talking about, you know what it is for me, Rage Man? What you just said, right? We said 93, 94. That was when they the upset, right, Zach?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that means they were good back then. I remember it was the Western Conference Finals with Phoenix and Seattle, wasn't it?
The year before.
Okay, so they were in the Western Conference Finals. So that means 8 seasons they were really a top tier team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So now, and you got Peyton Kemp, who was kind of ahead of his time. Detlef Schrempf was amazing. Sam Perkins is not talked about. This era, he would destroy this era. That team, in my opinion, was
they had Ricky Pierce still. I don't think Hersey Hawkins was there yet. That team,
Kendall Gill.
They had Kendall Gill. Shout out to my man, Kendall Gill. Like,
he was nice.
They was nice.
Ricky Pierce was there in 92. Like, I think I think he was there the year of the upset. Maybe.
He
wasn't there in 96.
No, he was there in 93.
He was there the year they got upset, Fabian. He wasn't there when they played the Bulls.
Fabe, what you think about that the 8th seed in the first seed in 99 when them players from the Heat got suspended?
That's similar to now, where the Knicks, once they made that trade.
That was 98 when it happened. It was 98.
I mean 99.
No, 97. It was 97. It was 97 when it happened.
Wait, what? No, you're talking about when the Knicks.
He was talking about the fight.
I conflated the two. I mean, what you thought about when
it was 97.
The Knicks won in 99 though?
Yeah, with 99 when they went to the championship.
Yeah.
What did I think about that? What do you mean,
was that one of the biggest 8 seed wins?
Nah. It was big because it was
y'all
New
see
York.
on my end? Can y'all see?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can make your screen bigger.
Just the new practice facility that they finally built next to the damn arena. So when you see them practicing the slam dunk contest, it was in that building right here. This they practice facility and the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks right here.
Okay.
And then this was where the old stadium used to sit, this vacant lot right here. And right behind that literally was the projects. And then here's this United Center.
Wow.
It looks like a regular building.
That shit huge, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
It looks like Queens of the Mall.
That is a fact.
That's what's up. Cool.
So west side of Chicago, I'm gonna make this right because you keep going, you definitely be in the hood. But it literally used to sit in the hood and they gentrified. This is one of the first areas they gentrified. So like all these vacant lots that are like around me where they park for the game and all that, cause was all high-rise project buildings like Queensbridge, for example. All of this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, so that's crazy. We were talking about when these kids are from what's homeboy that got King Vaughn and them?
Yeah.
What's the projects that was really like
Parkway Gardens on 6030 6030 and Kings Drive.
And that just happened with that. They just sold it, right? So that's good.
They got to gentrify that. Next time I go down there, I'll show y'all because I used to work down in that area. I was actually down there this week in that vicinity. I usually don't go down King Drive because King Drive is one of the most dangerous streets in our city outside of 79th Street. So I usually don't go down King Drive. But I'll show you guys one day if we on.
Damn.
But this the west side of Chicago because if you look straight ahead, you can see the Sears Tower in the distance, like downtown, a stone's throw. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
you downtown right there. There. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So
we touring around Chicago. It's the AllBall tour, baby.
If y'all ever come to the Chi, I got you, man. I'll take y'all around so y'all can see some of the
facts.
some of the
I'm
stuff.
a couple hours away.
Oh,
So
where you? Oh, that's right. You in the loop.
Yeah.
Well, you more than a couple, but yeah, that's a day's drive though. That's a day's drive.
on St. Louis?
Okay.
Oh, that's right, St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis like 5 to 6 hours, depending on how fast you driving from Chicago. Yeah.
Damn. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think that Dallas one from top to bottom, man, that was Josh Howard. Like, that was a really good team, man.
Yep.
Yeah, they was just in the finals too. So yeah, you do have a point.
It was collapsed at like that, but my point was because Dom just compared Giannis to Dirk, but it's like, nah, man. Giannis was every year, forget about getting just better. It was like he just had this thing about him. He was no joke. He was always himself. He was that's why when I heard you guys just say that people couldn't wait to get on him, calling him inauthentic, basically like a fraud. I'm just like, he never comes off like a fraud to me. He's like, he got the stupid dad book. He's being a silly goose. That's just what he is. Right. Yeah. So anybody who's doing that, they just don't know how to. That's who Giannis is talking to when he says, no, you're asking me if I'm a failure. Well, Giannis really wanted to say, you see how he called himself? He goes, you're a failure at life. Right. That's what he wanted to say.
I mean, he handled it like a gentleman, man. I tweeted out like his dad will be proud. And like the older I get, I'm not knocking people who come from certain backgrounds, but what Giannis shows as somebody who had a father in his life, my dad is still alive, and then I had a strong grandfather, a strong leader in the community. I just love to see that because that's what having a father epitomizes. And I don't think we talk about that enough. We always talk about mama, and rightfully so. But I always rep the guys where you can just tell, like, damn, he had a father in his life. Like, you could just tell that was his father shining through and just how he carries it. And I don't know. Giannis is one of my favorite players. He's probably my favorite player. Yeah. I don't have any bias. So for me, I'm not going to sit here and say Giannis should win the MVP and Jokic ain't this. Like, I'm the type, I'm going to look at the case for what it is. But if you want to cut to the chase, Giannis is my favorite player. I think him and Jimmy Butler epitomizes in a lot of ways, like getting the most out of like your gifts. Right. Because he's not and it's crazy. He actually shot a better ball before he became Giannis. Like when you go back to that film, his
form was way better.
Way better. But it's like once he got muscular, he lost the touch. If I'm him, I know Lethal Shooter. It's got to be another guy besides Lethal Shooter. But if I'm him, I'm hiring a shooting coach and I'm locking myself in the gym. And I might actually record a video. Not saying he can do it like Melo, but if Giannis was able to catch at the nail or when he posts up and faces up, if he just had that jab step package to keep the defense honest and then just raise up and shoot that jump shot at 15, 16 feet. If he can make 4 of those a game, nothing crazy, attempt like 6 or 7, make like 3 or 4 a game, at worst 2, he will be unguardable because now you got to bite on his shot fake. He would be unguardable. I don't know why he just don't work on face-up jump shots. Like LeBron added that late in his career. Right. The face-up jump shot, just a face-up, nothing crazy, no step backs, just a face-up jump shot. He would be unguardable. Unguardable. I don't know if y'all think about that like that, but that's.
I don't know because it's like my bad. Rage real quick. It's tough with like I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a lot with him because he's so lanky that when you say a jab step, I'm like a Giannis jab step takes probably twice as long as my jab step.
No, so he does it like now. He does it now. He'll do it and then go to a drive and do that spin move. He does it now. He just doesn't look to shoot it. Like he does it now. And Jabbar was a better shooter than him because Jabbar, if you stop them from going left, same as Chamberlain, they could come back and shoot that jump shot. Giannis can't shoot it at all. Like at all. Right.
But that's what I mean, Zach. I still think he's not built the same way Jabbar and Will Chamberlain were. Like they were. Like,
well, let me ask you this, Fabian. But did you think LeBron would ever become the shooter he's become? Be honest. And he's built like Giannis, a tank. See, a lot of reasons why I always laugh when people compare him to Jordan. LeBron can't do some of the stuff Jordan is because of the way he's built. LeBron would throw the ball through the backboard if he tried to do some of the stuff that Jordan did with the ball because of how he's built and his physical gifts. Giannis is the same way. And in my opinion, because I never saw LeBron becoming this type of shooter. Like, he's a really good shooter now, especially from where he started. And I feel like if LeBron can do it, Giannis can't. Well, yeah, but I mean, at this point, I just think it's age at this point.
Yeah,
but
he's just
But from where he started to now, no, if LeBron can do it, Giannis can do it too, bro. I just think for whatever reason, he doesn't work out with a bunch of people, right? It's literally him and his brothers against the world. And it's like, I think this is the summer where I go get one of the best shooting coaches in the league, whether it's the guy that used to be with the Spurs, whether it's the Vincent down there in New Orleans, if he's still there, that helped Lonzo Ball, if it's Lethal Shooter. Like, Lethal Shooter made Rob Covington a three-point shooter. Robert Covington, I know him because he's from Proviso West. That's a suburb west of Chicago. He was a football player. He made him a 3-and-D guy. Kawhi Leonard. I was watching tapes of him. He couldn't shoot. That guy from the Spurs made him and Tony Parker both better shooters.
He changed the form of it.
Yeah.
I think if Giannis locks himself in a gym for about a month and a half, and whether it's Greece or Milwaukee, and they're only doing those kind of reps, just face-up reps, I think Giannis can improve his shot if he's allowed to take them during the game and he gets confidence in it. Because I think, to your point, that's what made him dominant that championship year.
I'll let Rage Man react to that after. I think it's the free throw thing has been thrown around there a lot. If you can't shoot free throws, it's kind of indicative of your 3-point shot and your long range shot. So something's up with his form and he hasn't figured that out yet. Go ahead, Rage Man.
Yeah, I don't think the Bucks is following seasons is gonna live and die with him shooting free throws. I mean, Phil Jackson made adjustments when Shaq couldn't make his, but like Zach said, he just needed like a simple face up, go back to the drawing board, like really lock in and try to get a decent little mid range in this game. And the Bucks, they gotta shop around Chris Middleton. They gotta get rid of Budenholzer. I would keep Holiday and Brook Lopez. I don't know about Bobby Portis, but yeah, they gotta rebuild the whole team, really.
I think so too. They gotta retool. They do.
Yeah. I mean,
this is that back.
But this is definitely, you got to go after Nick Nurse.
Yeah.
Right. This
name.
And I mean, who's another name that we can?
Udoka went to Houston, so I get Nick Nurse. Fact.
That's a big. And then I talking about Harden might go back over there, which I'm not too fond of. Like,
I'm not too big on that, and they might win the championship. Honestly, I heard somebody saying this months ago, and it might come into fruition. Philly might win the championship.
Why? No, that would have been my pick if it beat.
Hold on, I want to hear him. Like, this is a very random. Why do you say that?
I mean, it has nothing to do with basketball. It's just like, this person, he pays attention to basketball. He analyzes basketball a bit. He talks about other things too. It's just about how, like, what's going on surrounding Philly. I mean, Eagles just in the Super Bowl. WrestleMania finna be hosted in Philly next year. So don't be surprised if they do win.
You got the conspiracy hat on.
No, it's not a conspiracy. It's a attention thing. So
yeah. Nah, listen, I think conspiracies are real. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if they won, because there's a lot of stuff going on around Philly right now.
No, that's a fair point. I just think even on the court, I was waiting, Fabian, because I was going to make them my pick. And then I'm glad I didn't, because Embiid gets hurt.
Right.
Because I'm like, Harden figured out how to really play point guard for them. And then I'm like, we already knew what Maxey was, right? And then it's like, that Maxey being Maxey took the pressure off of Tobias. So Tobias, I don't know what Rockstar Mel was talking about. So if Tobias goes missing a game or two, it don't matter, because Maxey is giving you that production. Then you got DeAnthony Melton, who I was high on. I thought that was a sneaky good signing to get him from Memphis. And then you got Embiid, who's playing like an MVP. Like, I just didn't know how anybody was going to beat them if they were going to play like that. And then you bring in the last piece. PJ Tucker might be one of the best glue guys we've seen in the last, 10 years, 15 years of the NBA. Like, just guys that know their role and just uplifts a team as soon as he gets there. Look what he did in Milwaukee. Look what he did in Miami. And now he's doing it in Philly. But as usual, that's why I always give the edge to Jokic in all these debates. you can't count on Embiid to be on the court. You just can't.
Yeah,
and he's falling all over the court when he's on the court.
Yo, hold on. When was the last time Embiid played in Denver? They don't want to see Denver in the championship.
It's been a while because he didn't play this year. Yeah,
that's like what's the safety's name that be on ESPN? He got the champ. He's on Pivot now. He was a really good safety in football.
Brandon Marshall?
No.
That's a wide receiver. You talking about
Ryan Clark? Ryan Clark.
Ryan Clark. That played.
He couldn't play in Denver. Back. I remember he had to sit out games. And Paulo Mala, I forgot who the backup safety was. Strong safety was for them. So that's a real thing in Denver. And Embiid not playing there.
Jokic ducked their last game.
Oh, that's right, because the elevation would make him sick. Like he couldn't play. Like
no. Yeah. Joker didn't duck nobody. Rage man. It
was the bunch of somebody. No, it was a big game before the playoffs. He ducked one of those highlight games too. So
I wouldn't say he ducked it. Nah, Joker. Listen, that's one thing I can say about Joker. I don't think he sucks on defense out of a lack of effort. I just think for some reason, like Trae Young, he just gets lost. For whatever reason, but I don't see Joker. I don't see Joker ducking nobody.
No, he don't duck nobody. The difference between Trae Young and Jokic, for example, Jokic is not leaving at that stage in the game last night to go double and leave a 3-point shooter open. That has nothing to do with foot speed and all that. That's just a lack of awareness and not being locked in. Jokic is locked in as you can be. He just has physical limitations. Same thing on offense. The way he looks on defense is the same way on offense. Just that offense, you have the ball, so you have the clear advantage because the defense is always reacting to you. But the Philly piece, if they win the championship, it just shows you how these guys just value different things. If you win the championship and you James Harden, why would you want to leave that? They're going to pay you because you have all the leverage at that point. You won. You was a major piece for them winning. Why would you leave just to go back to Houston where you like to hang out and all that and be part of a rebuilding process? Like, it don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't care if they get Victor or not. It's weird.
It might change if they win. If they win it, I think that's what it's predicated. It might change if they win. But if it don't, I mean, look at James Harden.
What you think, Fabian?
Does it look like he won a James Harden never looked like a championship player to me anyway. So
I agree.
It would be like he got what he wanted in Philly. He got what he wanted in Philly. So he went back to where he get his way.
I think, Rage Man, I almost dead ass stopped watching basketball because of James Harden. I didn't like, bro. I accepted the Steph Curry thing. All right, he's so ill that we could watch this. Remember, the Pistons went through this with Jordan. They were like, bro, I don't care if he's Michael Jordan. Like, you got to give us the cause. It happened with Steph Curry where the league changed, and I was like, yo, Steph Curry's the new logo. I said this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I seen it coming, but then when they changed the rules, now it allowed for James Harden, and then when he added that crazy step back, get out of here, man. That shit ain't no legal play.
Definitely, James Harden definitely one of the beneficiaries of this era's rules for sure.
Oh, listen, they just changed the rules back.
Is he good? Yeah, but he definitely exploits the rules for sure. Like you average, I think he led the league in turnovers like 6 times. Like
I didn't know that.
Terrible.
It's even with Jordan, it was like Harold Miner. You had this influx of copycat Jordans to the point where by the time we got to not Ray Allen. No. Before you get to Kobe and Ray Allen, there's a bunch of them. Harold Miner, I can't remember them. Zach would know because he saw the real Michael Jordan for years. But because of that,
Kendall Gill was the first one.
He used to he put his armband on his arm.
Yeah, Kendall Gill was the original, but Kendall Gill is technically from Chicago. I mean, he went to a suburb just south of Chicago.
So I think but any league, that's any business. You try to copy what works and then make and profit off of it. So that's what happened with Steph Curry. And then you get James Harden, you break the rules for them. Like they changed the rules. It like they don't enforce, they didn't change the traveling rules. They just don't enforce them anymore. Yeah. So with Harden,
no, they actually they changed it because, and I talked to you remember Danny Crawford, that coach, that referee for years in the league.
Yeah, hell yeah, wow.
Yeah, he's
from Tim Duncan's bestie.
No, that's Joey Crawford. Danny Crawford is the black guy. Danny Crawford's the black guy.
Okay,
he's from Chicago, so he lives here. And just show you how life is, I coached his son from like age 10 all the way up. He ended up going to Northwestern up the street from here. So actually, I kind of know him, and I ran into him, and I asked him about that call. And he said they were kind of forced to, because what they were noticing is the game was getting more athletic and the guys were getting longer. So they started to notice, because they had meetings about this, how are they going to enforce this, what they call it, the gather rule. That's what came out of it. And what they started to realize, that there was a way, to your point, Fabian, to manipulate it, to kind of make it a legal move. But I think it speaks to, from this side, and it's not because it's hard, just in general, I think it spoke to the natural evolution of things, like even in sport, where how guys were trying to figure out a way to create this space to get the shot off, because the guys were just much more athletic and much more, the arms are longer on defense. So they kind of saw this coming, and they had to figure out, because truth be told, Jordan got away with that spin baseline travel for years, right? And, so it always happens with the progression of the game. It's just that the Harden thing was so flagrant, and to be honest with you, what made it crazy, sometimes he was traveling. Like sometimes he was legit traveling, and then sometimes he was getting it down. And now that, I've talked to different trainers and even tried to work on it myself, even though I don't practice it, it's a hard shot to work on, to be able to get your feet set and all that. But now when you see it done correctly, it's like, oh, okay, it's not a travel. Like, we didn't kind of work the kinks out. But, that's just a little backstory. Like, NBA referee actually told me, like, they actually had a meeting about this and was trying to figure out how they were going to try to, because they noticed it was the natural evolution of the game, if that makes sense. It was just another step.
And that's been my beef with that word, evolution. People think it means better. It doesn't. Evolution, look it up. It means change. I mean, you
just means change. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
And even when you say progression, somebody hear the word progress, they think it got better. No, it progressed this way. That's just how it goes.
Right.
So I've been asked Dom. I've been saying, think about it. Before 15, 20 years ago, everybody had at least one big man, two big men, maybe 3 or 4, because you had Shaq in the league. So you needed 24 fouls. Okay, well, where did they all go? Because they weren't dribbling the ball. They weren't these guys. So it's just like football, where you see what they consider skill positions, in basketball what they consider skills. That was my thing with the whole Kyrie Irving thing. Like, how is he a top 10 talent? That makes zero sense to me. Where is he on the scale in terms of a Shaq, in terms of an Akeem Olajuwon? They're not in the same spectrum.
Because it's not the same. Because it's not the same thing.
No, but what I'm saying is that if you're talking about basketball, that's why Dom has an issue with me choosing or preferring a big man in my top 10, top 20, and saying that when you're when you're 7 feet tall with that skill, you can move like that. That's not normal. It's way more normal for a 6 foot guy to move like that, right?
It is.
So for me, if all those guys have left the league, that means there's 1, 2, 3, or 4 spots per team that are now missing. Who are they filled by? The perimeter guys that were banned from the league when you weren't allowed to be this perimeter, crossover dude. We've always had players who could dribble like that. Has it evolved and gotten better? Yes, of course, because they're allowed to do that now.
Right.
You weren't allowed to do that back then. Now you factor in Iverson with we want guys that look like this now. And then you factor in Gilbert Arenas, who I need to give more credit to, pulling up from three-pointer. Then you get Steph Curry. You could dribble like this now, and you can shoot like this now. All those things were banned before. Now you have I never even heard what you just said right now was so crazy that you spoke to a referee and he said, nah, we actually talked about that, and we had to loosen up the enforcement of these rules, or even create a rule for the gathering to allow these players, because what I was telling Dom was, if that's the case, if we have less big men who need a guard to feed them the ball, right? That means we're taking away the big men and now have more players with the ball in their hands. So guess what? You're going to have more traveling calls. And we already don't call them on the star players. So guess what? We're going to have more players we're not going to call them on. And now we get the James Harden of the world.
And that's what you just said a bunch there was just well said is key. I think 2 things happen. I don't know about where you guys live. I just don't think it's a lot of tall people walking around. I don't care what the numbers say. Like, when I go to these high school games, I don't see a lot of tall guys like I used to when I was in high school almost 30 years ago. I just don't see it. So that's number one. And number 2, as somebody that played around the world at every level, different cities, I've never played with a really, really good big man. I played with some good ones, some solid ones, but I've never played with a really good one because, to your point, Fabian, they don't grow on trees.
Right.
This whole idea you're just supposed to be big and throw the ball down there. No. Number one, most of them don't catch well. Some of them are not athletic enough to go straight up. It's not as easy as people think. I think it's way easier, as crazy as it sounds, to be a guard than be a post player. And then you also have to deal with the physical part of it as well, being bumped and all that. And most people are not going to want to do that. So to your point, I think you said it. The society, I just don't see that many tall people walking around, and they're definitely not playing basketball. And I'm here in Chicago.
Oh, facts.
I don't see that many 6'9", 6'10" guys like I used to see playing. I just don't. Because even before Eddie Curry, I remember one year, the same high school, that would be my freshman year, they had a 6'7" point guard. They had a 6'10" power forward that went to Wisconsin. They had like another 6'7" guy. Thornton down the street. Melvin Eli was 7 feet. Eric Herron was 6. Like, these were tall guys. Like, that's not the case nowadays. You go to a high school game, even here in Chicago, from a size perspective, they look like they're in junior high or freshmen in high school. They don't even look like varsity players. So I think what you said, Fabian, was spot on. I think, again, the game in the United States is always going to progress at a rate different than even overseas. Because overseas, if you put the ball down, if you're trying to go right and you put the ball down before your foot go down, it's an automatic travel overseas.
Oh, wow.
Like, I had to learn how to do what they call a crossover step. So if I'm going right, I got to lead with my left foot first.
But isn't that fundamental?
Travel. It is, because technically they're right. Technically it is a travel because your foot is moving before the ball goes down.
And that's my old point when people start talking this. Like, Mel's in the comments now. That's not talent. So what? Yo, these people drop me. Yo, they don't understand. Just read the dictionary, bro. I'm like, and even with the fundamentals of the game, it's like, bro, we went from the 70s. Remember, the NBA was keeping the ABA, and they considered things a black type of game. Period.
Oh, that was real. There's books written about that. Yep.
The NBA had to lax their rules because there wasn't nobody watching it. You know, the ABA was the black league. You know, they had the 3-point shot, they had the dribbling, they had the crazy dunks. So,
and we haven't even talked about and one, because I say this all the time. I'm born in 81. I really believe those people in that era, 81, 83, all the way probably like 84, 85. I believe we were the last generation for a lot of things. We were the last generation of real food. We were the last generation of growing up with no internet, no cell phone. And since we're talking basketball, we were the last generation when everybody if you played fundamental basketball, not street ball, you were called a ball handler. If you played on the street, you was a dribbler. You had to learn how to keep your hand on top of the ball. That's why when people make fun of Kuzi, it's kind of disingenuous and disrespectful to him, because that's what the rules were. Right. He looks like that because that's what the rules were. And in our era, if we would have turned our hands on the side, it's an automatic carry. Exactly. Your handle was all about how tight it was and how quick it was. That's how you get Isaiah Thomas and you get Tim Hardaway. But then when and one shows up and we start allowing the street game to come into the organized game, and then we also saw Iverson kind of set the tone, and then and one just took it through the roof. And you being from New York and being from Harlem and seeing Skip and Ali Mo and Future and all these other guys, it was just a natural progression. It was just going to get that way. And so for a guy like me, I never learned how to get that sauce. And it actually hurt me in the long run because I was so stuck to being a sharp handler, like handling the ball a certain way. And I don't think people recognize, again, the culture, especially what you said with Iverson, brought in the culture. Now, I think Kyrie is the perfect blend of that. And I do believe Kyrie, skill-wise, is the most skilled at that position we ever seen. But one thing we've noticed, skill and talent is only one thing. It's the other stuff that actually kind of really matters in the grand scheme of things. And I think people get that conflated when they want to argue Kyrie. It's like, no, I can say in one breath that he's the most skilled player I've ever seen. When you talk about shooting, dribbling, and finishing, no player does all three better than him. There's some that might do one or two better than him, but not all three. But then you put him on your team and you like, well, what's going on with my franchise? That's two totally different arguments. It's not the same thing.
Mel said Marbury, but nah.
Yeah,
Marbury couldn't shoot. He couldn't shoot like Kyrie. Kyrie's showing a different
Right.
but I also
40-90 once.
Right. But I still think it's like how great all these skills to me. Finishing to me, yes, he's
It's
okay.
one of the hard. I would say it's one of the hardest skills for a
Is
small
Kyrie
person
better?
in basketball.
Is Kyrie a better finisher? I mean, Kyrie a great finisher with both hands. Considering his both hands, yeah. But let's look at the defensive resistance. We've seen better.
No,
finishers.
we just talking about his. No.
Oh no. I'm not. I get what
The
you're
way
saying.
he's able to spin the
capability,
ball,
yeah, for sure.
the way he
For sure.
spins the ball, the Euro steps, the side steps, the creativity with the ball. To me, the best person in the air, hands down, is Michael Jordan. And I would give Jordan a slight edge over Kyrie as far as finishing. That's why I said it slowly. I said all three. Jordan's not a better ball handler than Kyrie, and he's not a better shooter. He's a good shooter, but he's not a better shooter than Kyrie. That's why I said all three. Steph's a better shooter. You could argue, depending on who you're a fan of, who's the better ball handler. But Steph is not a better finisher than Kyrie.
Yeah, he can't do it with his left.
It's tough, but when you think about it in that terms, it's not a guy that does all three. Isaiah Thomas is one of the best ball handlers and finishers ever. Kyrie's a better shooter. It is what it is.
But I still think we just go, okay, these are the three skills we're talking about. And it's like, how much better can you get? Like, why doesn't it equate to winning then?
Because it's not, it's the other stuff, Fabian. It's the not causing the distraction when there's no need to cause a distraction. When it's like sometimes you need to just shut up and come to work, Kyrie. When sometimes it's okay if you didn't get the ball swung and you on the. It's all the other things.
I think
it's
Kyrie
all the other things.
I think Kyrie would have been a great boxer or something, like in an individual sport.
Yep. I can see that.
I still think we take that and we go, okay, but he's not a number one. For me, Kyrie is not a. I'm talking about just skills. Forget everything off the court. That's not the guy I want leading my offense.
That's two separate conversations.
No, wait, but hold on, but this is where I want to nitpick because I go, okay, you got great handles, but that leads to my team doing what? Because all right, Jordan doesn't. We talk about his finishing, but I'm like, yo, he's a great finisher because he's 6'3". If he was 6'6" doing that, he'd be the greatest player ever. That's the thing. If Kyrie's 3-4 inches taller,
I look at Kyrie as a 6'2" Kobe for real. Like that's
all. But see, I guess the difference between me and you, I'm just looking at his ability. I'm just looking at his ability, not him as a fit, not him as a leader. I'm just talking about his skill set, his ability. Everything else, Fabian, I agree with you on 100%. I'm just talking about all things equal. Give him a basketball and watch him do some stuff.
Yeah.
He's one of the best I've seen just giving him a basketball and go do some stuff. Now, does the stuff have impact and everything you saying? Yeah, that's a different talk. That's why I say it's a different conversation. But I'm just talking about pure ability. I haven't seen too much like that from a skill side with a basketball on offense.
Right.
Yeah, I give it to him.
I mean, Steve Francis is another one. He just didn't shoot a good percentage. But as far as like some of the most insane things I've seen, just giving somebody a ball, crazy, bro. Crazy.
So I think that got conflated with he's the most talented player we ever seen. And that's when I had the issue. Because I'm like, that you can't say that because to me, talent has everything to do with you came out the womb, boom, right, and now you step on the court, and it's like we can tell when we get that's
like
what
Magic. Magic is a top 10 talent.
Like, I don't even think Magic's a top 10 talent.
Huh?
I don't even think Magic's a top. I don't think Magic is more talented than Josh Smith, in my opinion. I don't think he's more talented than who was out there. Just like Lamar Odom is crazy to me. But
you know why? You know why he is, Fabian? You have to look at it from this standpoint.
Look at his energy.
Not even just that. Anytime you do something that's never been seen in something, that's God-given. We take it for granted because we're so far removed from his time now, especially from when he first showed on the scene. Remember, he's been Magic Johnson since his 9th grade year of high school. He was the tallest guy on the team. And to your point, that's one thing I forgot. You said that was key. I always say Steph Curry benefited from this era because he got the freedom to do stuff that they would have shut you down for, take you out the game for. But Magic was so God-given. we're not going to even drop. We ain't going to even force you to play center. I don't know how his high school coach just passed away because he put it on one of the social media sites. He was like, I don't.
Bless.
Basically, he was saying like you could just tell. I'm paraphrasing a lot, but my interpretation was, we don't know what this is. We've never seen this before, but we're gonna do it because I think this is what we're supposed to do. We don't even know if this is gonna work out because this is so crazy, but we're gonna do it because we've never seen this before. And when you're that's God given. Because you've never seen that before at his size. Remember, 6'9", 220, 215 was a big human being on the basketball court back then. And he's playing point guard and moving like that. It might have looked fluky in my words because Magic always had them knees high, but he's one of the best ball handlers. You're not going to take the ball from him at 6'9". Yeah. You don't see him getting his pocket picked like you see like a Kevin Durant who's just a couple inches taller. So nah, Fabian, I'm gonna have to disagree with the fact that he was we've never seen that before. You gotta always give him that stamp as that was God given.
To add to that, Zach, look at his leadership ability, like his energy, like the players' willingness to succumb to his leadership. That's a talent.
No, it is. It is because even Bird was an inch taller than him, and it's funny, they're kind of similar players. But Bird didn't have that oomph that Magic had as far as handling that ball and being able Magic was different, bro. That's why I think even if you don't put him on the Lakers in that era, maybe he don't win 5 championships, but I still think he win at least 2 because he was that kind of player. Yeah. Like he was that kind of player. It's just that the Lakers, when you give somebody of that kind of caliber, those kind of finishers and that kind of brick, it's unbelievable.
I guess I don't know if we got something else to chime in with that, Rage Man.
Nah, I'm good. Go ahead.
I guess with talent for me, again, has so much more to do with potential. You know what I mean? Like, I think Shaq left something on the table. Like, I don't think Magic is like LeBron is there's a gap between LeBron and Magic because athletically it's just different.
But Fabian, let me ask you something before you go too far. You said there's a potential and Shaq left something on the table.
Right.
Is that about his talent? Or is that lacking the other things?
Yes.
To be able to.
Yes.
Or do you say it's the same thing? I'm asking you. Is it the same thing?
Yes.
Because all right. I don't see it that way, but that's fair.
To Rage Man's point, those are the intangibles that we don't see that we hope they have. But when they step on the court, you go, oh my God, and they pick up a ball, like you said. When you see a 6'5" dude move a certain way on the court, you go, what the hell? Like that, it always, I don't care who you are. Yeah, everybody takes a step. It's breathtaking, right? So imagine a 7-foot guy like that. To me, Josh Smith, Lamar Odom, that was different to me. And when you saw them, it was like I thought Lamar Odom was going to be LeBron before LeBron. I'm like, he's 6'11" with a handle. What? So imagine we were hearing about this in crazy, right?
Yeah, LO was crazy. He was crazy. He was. But see, again, if we take, I'm gonna follow your train of thought then. So then if we say the potential and the talent thing is all in the same, then how do we really judge those who had that but was able to be successful? That's what I would ask you, because there has to be another piece that we don't know how to put. Y'all underestimate Magic's athletic. No, Magic was crazy athletic, especially for his era. But not
LeBron.
But that's again, that's the natural evolution, as we just said, the progression. Right. But then Fabian, I would ask you then, what's that word then? Because if we look at those guys and they never lived up to it, right? Mm-hmm. What are they missing then that the other guys did live up to it? If you're saying it's one and the same,
no,
that would be my question to you.
I guess I'm saying talent and potential are one and the same.
Y'all gonna be on after games tonight?
I don't know. You know what I might be, because it's movie night for me, so I gotta watch something with my son. Something on Disney.
I gotta run a couple errands real quick. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
All right, Rage Man.
All right, Rage Man.
Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, for sure. Good talk, y'all.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Now I'm loving it. All-Ball is loving this right now. He's probably gonna jump in later on, Zach.
No, I'm just sitting here at work in the parking lot, making sure there's no more carjackings.
Listen, I feel you, bro. For me, man, I'm working too, Zach. So I think for me, talent has always just been potential. Like there's just Now, when we talk about the basketball court, it's all physical for the most part. We
Right.
kind of overuse it. So when they say,
Right.
you know, Kyrie's top 10 skill level, all right, cool. I'll give him that because I think there's skills that Magic didn't. Magic couldn't shoot like Kyrie.
Nah.
So I don't know if I would
much
say
better shooter than people give him credit for. But yeah, nah,
he got way better as time went on. But I can't say Kyrie's a better finisher than Magic. Like that to me is preposterous. I can't say Kyrie's a better finisher than Shaq. You understand?
Why not?
Like that because that's a skill that he had to learn because he's 6'3", and I gotta give him credit for that because at 6'3" and he can't jump as high as everybody else, we ain't never seen this before. That's what we can say about Kyrie. Eddie under 6'4", maybe definitely got to be the most skilled player ever, easily. But those skills that he go ahead, those skills that he had, I feel like it was almost like survival mode. Like if he didn't do it, he had less of a chance of being Kyrie Irving. But going back, but I do think Kyrie Irving is an overachiever in a lot of ways, talent-wise. Like to dribble the way that he did, to shoot the way that he did. I think that's the ingredient that we're referring to when we talk about talent. That's the thing you don't see. That's the part that.
See, I never thought about him as an overachiever in that light because I just felt like when you watch him play, you know, his dad was a really good player. I just think he was meant to play basketball, no matter what his height is. I just think he was meant to do that. It's like the stuff he does is, as somebody that's the same height size as him, I don't know how he does it, bro. Like it's something to watch. And then actually, too, you jogged my memory about something because I always felt like, will we look at Kevin Durant the same way if he was 6'4"?
Hell no.
Because it's kind of the same thing you saying. We look at KD as the greatest scorer ever because, well, I don't, but most do because he's basically 7 feet doing all this. It's kind of the same thing what you're saying right now with Kyrie. Am I right or wrong?
If Kyrie was 7 feet, he might be Durant.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like I always, because I think a lot of what we credit KD is because he's tall.
Right.
Which I think is a separate argument.
Definitely, but it's impossible for KD to dribble like Kyrie. Like KD's as close as you can get. Maybe Lamar Odom. I'm trying to think of somebody else who's lanky. Like Kyrie's arms are crazy long. Iverson's arms were crazy long.
Yeah,
that's
I've seen Iverson in person.
Yeah, his arms go down to his knees.
Knees, yeah. Like you got, like he was built to play sports. I always tell people, like I don't think people realize how unrealistic that anybody was going to be him coming after him. Like I don't think people realize how he was built, how big he has big hands. Like I don't think people realize how this dude was meant to do something athletic at a high level that most of us we're not going to have those kind of gifts. Because again, I'm 6'3" basically in my shoes. Iverson is maybe 5'11", maybe 6 feet, maybe in his shoes 6 feet.
That's crazy.
And I could palm a basketball, but when I dapped him up, my hands look small, bro. I look like I had hands like a child. Him and Pippen are two of the biggest hands I've ever shaken in my life. Him and Pippen by far. Jordan has big hands too, but Pippen's hands are ridiculous as well. So, and they said Kawhi is bigger than that, so I can only imagine what that looks like. But yeah,
right.
Iverson was a freak for real. A freak for real.
So that's my thing. And great point by Nick Pillow. To me, talent is that God-given gift. Potential is how far you take that
that's
talent.
It.
I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same thing. Like you're born and you are what you are. Like your DNA is an algorithm, and now you're born and that's what you are. And that's your potential is based on you don't know your potential sometimes either. Like that's the part that we don't know who's going to be scared of what. That's why you tell people like, yo, just try it. Yo, just try it.
But think of something, Fabian, that you've been doing all your life that just came natural to you. That's your God-given talent.
Damn. Okay.
See, like, not even making it about me, but at 19 months, I could dribble a man's basketball with both hands with no problem. I didn't it just came natural. By age 7, 5th grade, I'm on the 8th grade basketball team. Like certain things just came natural with basketball. That's why I guess for me, I'm even more in awe when I see these guys because it's like, even with me having my God-given ability, it's like theirs is even higher. Like, it's crazy how, and again, I said this on here before, KRS-One made like the greatest quote ever. He said, nature puts out things in abundance, looking for that one great thing.
Right.
And sometimes when it comes to, we talking basketball, certain people, they're just going to be a little bit better than everybody else. It doesn't mean that you're not talented, but that's why I ask people, think of something that you do really well. And I'm willing to bet there's not a lot of people that can do it as well as you do, probably. You know what I mean? Whether it's drawing, whatever. Like, we all kind of have these, but that doesn't mean there's not other artists that can draw and be as talented as you either, right? But the list is not as long as people think. That's why even with me playing overseas, not even at the highest level, I'm still in the 1% of people to even play at that basketball that far. So it just shows you like how you have to be realistic and look at all this talent thing different. And that's why I think a lot of times with NBA players, we are kind of splitting hairs. And I think what separates them, and that's why I say I would, like what Nick just said, I agree with. I think they're all supremely talented. There's guys that I know should have made it to the NBA. It's a guy, if people go Google search name, Corey Hightower. One of the best players I ever seen. He went to Indian Hills. Indian Hills is still one of the best JUCOs in the nation. Matter of fact, your Knicks had one of their better players in their history of their school, Pete Michael. I don't know if you remember Pete Michael. Lefty that played at Cincinnati. The Knicks, I think the Knicks drafted. I know he played in New York for a couple seasons, but that's the same JUCO. Corey Hightower was 6'7", almost 6'8", with a handle. I've never seen nothing like this. It was like watching Ali Moe play for my N1 people, but a lefty that can shoot better. He got drafted coming out of Indian Hills by the Lakers, but didn't stick. So when you see that kind of talent, it has to be something else besides talent on why he didn't stick. You can't tell me that. The dude was I've never seen nothing like this. The dude was incredible, but never had an NBA career.
So I think the potential for skill is different. Like that's what we focus on now when we talk about the mental. Even for you to understand certain things right now, it came with experience and realization, and now you enter like a light, right? Now you're not in the dark about certain things. So I think these talents and these gifts, it brings people light, a lot of light, but sometimes it's too fast. And then it's like, hold on, you sped up too fast. You got these fundamentals to learn and this skill set to learn to help you maintain this talent and to get to this next level. And I don't know if, it's just, that's why you can't tell. That's why we have a draft. That's why we have college basketball. That's why we have these arguments. Because it's like, nah, my man is this. That's why I was so adamant about defending Giannis. Because I'm like, bro, he's not supposed to be as good as AD. He's not supposed to be as good as Embiid. He's not. He's really not that skilled. But again, I can't tell. I can't describe it to you. But I'm watching him and I go, I like him. I don't even like watching Giannis, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of his game at all.
You know what's crazy? If you took him off an NBA court and just was like, we hooping over here, he would easily be one of the most skilled players you probably ever seen in person. Giannis? If you take him out of if you take him out of the environment of being around what we consider the highest of the best. Right. But if he walked into your local YMCA, and I'm not talking about a garbage run at the YMCA, I'm talking about a solid run. Guys in there making shots. They can play. They might not be NBA players, but they can play. If you see him walk in there, you wouldn't be saying he's not skilled. That's what's crazy about this conversation that we're having. And what's interesting, I came up with this term 2 years ago. I believe there's a such thing as mastering the game for your skill set. And I think he's mastered the game for his skill set.
That what do y'all think is Nick Pillow? What do y'all think factors into these players not fully panning out? The perfect segue to what you just said. What do y'all think about these factors? What do y'all think factors into these players not fully panning out? I think part is luck, opportunity, and timing. That's if they're all working hard. Now that's life in general. But that's what you just said. I think that's like sometimes. Let's say we're all ball. We're all running this right now. Part of what makes this great is the fact that we decided to stay on extra time, and Zach had some time, I got some time, and all of a sudden we enjoying the shit out of ourselves, and we got 8 people in the building. This is the most, I don't know, the most people I've seen in a while, right? But I'm enjoying myself. Would you call that luck? Would you call that opportunity and timing? No, this is consistent hard work that we keep putting on backstage. Is it gonna work? I know it's gonna work because we got too many legendary people, legendary minds working at once. That to me, life. The biggest thing is we always look at the kids and we say, bro, you better work hard at that. Listen to this guy. And there's certain people that you go, stay away from him. Stay away from her. They're gonna take away from what your calling is at whatever point in time. You might not be the man all the time. Even the Michael Jordan of the world, when he came to the Bulls and he went to and it was just the cocaine circus or whatever it was. He knows I can't lead this crew. I just can't. I'm not meant to be the man right now. So what you just said right now, bro, Giannis obviously would be on any playground and look like, what the hell is this? Who is this god?
6'11", dribbling the ball up and down the court like this.
And then
let's be clear. Miami did not stop him. No. Let's be clear. Miami didn't stop him.
Imagine Giannis is different walks of life where he's in the playground, he's in high school, he's in college or whatever it is, and now he gets to the NBA. Well, that's why it's the NBA. Because this is what, see, and this is something I never said before, and I think I've always tried to hint at. That's why we have all the floor general. George Carlin has one of the best bits ever in comedy when he said, we used to, baseball back in the day was American sport. Everything was safe or foul. He's still a base. It was kind of like quiet, but football became American sport, and all of a sudden our language changed. Like, he's a general on the field, invading their territory. So sports is actually really, when we talk about competition, it's a fake version or not synthetic, a simulated version of war. That's what it is. So when we see these players, we go, all right, which one of these is the baddest motherfuckers alive? Our best boxers, our best basketball players, our best football players. So that's why when we see Giannis and his competition and he feels that way, nobody's fucking with him. That's why I root for him. That's why I like what he's talking about. That's why I got to defend him when he says all that, because he's coming from, I'm a killer. I don't failure. I'm alive, motherfucker. What are you talking about? I'm that guy.
And that's exactly like you said. We say stuff like they're going into battle. They won in a hostile environment. Like all those kind of trigger words. And what's interesting? That's why I said even on my post that LeBron is not feared. He's respected, and people take it as an insult. But to your point, if we stick with the war thing, Jordan and Kobe are like the snipers, the assassins that you just take in. LeBron is that general that's laying everything out, laying the battle plan out, putting people here, putting people there. Both are wildly successful. Both are, if we look in the war, they both responsible for deaths. It's just that the way they go about it is different. It's not an insult. It's just that the way they go about it is different. When we're talking basketball, somebody like Giannis, they going at you. Jimmy Butler is going at you. It's a different type of thing. It's a lot to be a professional, Zach. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot from the standpoint. It's interesting, right? Because the things they have, for me to be a professional, in my opinion, was harder as far as actually doing my job, was harder. The flip side for them is the lack of a personal life, the outside things is harder than it was on me. And then people are like, well, what do you mean? Well, for example, when I go to the gym, I got to bring my gym shoes, my bag. I got to do this. When they show up, they just drive to the arena or pay somebody to drive them there. They shoes there, their uniform is laid out. Somebody's going to stretch them out. Somebody's going to rub them down, this, and this. It's all, but I think for them, into our conversation, this is why the mental aspect is so underrated. Because to me, everything else as far as the physical aspect, aside from them actually performing, it's way easier for them when they reach that level. Because everything's already there for you. Imagine when I go work out, unless I got the gun that shoots the ball back to me, I got to rebound my own shot. Right. They got the gun. They can call somebody to come rebound for them. Like, people don't understand the advantage of that. Like, I don't have to chase this ball all over the gym. Somebody going to just throw me the ball back. So the mental aspect, though, I think is the part, though, to answer Nick's question as well. It's the mental, it's luck, and it is opportunity. And for some, you need all of that to break right. Some people don't. They're that good. They're going to overcome that. I could look at my career and said, when my parents decided to move us from the city to the suburbs, Didn't know that at 12. That was the end of my professional career right there. That was it, because you took me out of the environment, the opportunity that I was thriving in, and took me way somewhere else. And I wasn't good enough. And to Nick's point, luck, I didn't grow at the right time. I graduated high school at 5'7". Remember, I'm almost 6'3" now. I didn't grow at the right time. So all that stuff, and again, like you said, Fabian, it goes to life. That's why when I talk basketball, I don't know how people don't equate life, because there's so many similarities. It's crazy. You don't win every game, just like you don't win at everything in life. I disagree with Giannis from this point. It is about failure and succeed. I think what Giannis showed everybody is, that's why, again, if you talk to him, he's not stupid. It's how you choose to internalize that failure. That's basically what him and Kobe are saying. How do you choose to internalize this failure?
Exactly.
Because I lost my business. I'm not going to make it a secret for, being I'm here working security, which is beneath me. I lost my business. We lost everything. We barely was able to hold on to where we live at. Was that a failure? Yes. Was there a lot of other things that was out of our control that led to that failure? Well, of course, but it's all in how you choose to internalize it. But technically, we failed. We didn't accomplish the goal. We lost our business. So I think he just kind of, because that reporter that he has that relationship with, that's why when I watched Inside the NBA, they actually showed the whole clip, because he talks to him again after that before he goes on to the next question. And even came back and said, I didn't want to make it personal. And you could tell like it really wasn't no love lost. But the initial question took him to that moment where we actually got to see, to your point, how the inside of a professional athlete's mind, especially a high level, accomplished, great one, thinks. And like Kenny said, Chuck said, Charles Barkley, this dude was selling jewelry on the street in Greece. Like they was selling stuff. Like he comes from, this ain't Luka Doncic or Sabonis. Like he come from nothing. Nothing. And that's why I'm always fascinated why in America we can't get past the fact that these guys ain't from here. Because you would think we embrace his story. Because his story speaks, especially if you're a minority coming from the hood. He is us. That story speaks to a lot of guys. The only difference is, and I think it's the big part for a lot of us, he had his father.
I never looked at, because Kobe had his pops too, even though he had a tumultuous relationship. Jordan had his pops. I always actually did look at it like that. Like I forgot Bill Simmons got in trouble for mentioning LeBron's pops.
Because the way they do it is disingenuous, and it's a racial undertone, and it's a touchy subject because a lot goes into it. But the statistics bear out. People that come from two-parent households don't mean they better people, but as far as some of the things, they do better in life. And me personally, because I've seen it. See, again, I was the guy in the hood that had the father when nobody else had one. We were the house in the hood where you can come get a meal. You could sleep. My dad and them would buy you shoes. He was also our basketball coach. So I've seen and because we played small fry, you would measure out. You couldn't be tall at 5'1". So I've seen young black men, young black boys come into our lives for 1 year because they were only tall enough that 1 year, and then see them 25 years later as grown men. Talk about the effect my dad had on them for 1 year.
Wow.
So you're not going to ever try to convince me that these guys having fathers matters. Don't mean they better people than you, but we got to be more mature that in our conversation. And I will challenge people that if you didn't have your father and you have children for whatever reason, you're not doing what you're supposed to do or you're not allowed in their life, fight for that, because that kind of stuff matters. And no knocking LeBron when he does certain things or when other guys do certain things. I could tell they didn't have a father. They didn't have a man. I could just tell a woman raised you. I could just tell. Not knocking you. Respectfully, I could just tell. And I think in moments like that, you could see how different people handle certain things. And again, for the people listening, I'm not saying we always get it right. But I'm telling you, the things that I learned from my father watching, because my father wasn't a big speaker, but just observing. And then my grandfather, who was an AME minister in Chicago and was a political person in Chicago, and to see how he conducted himself and carried himself, you can't tell me it didn't help me really learn how to be a man. And it goes into basketball. It goes into basketball. He back.
It's a great conversation, fellas.
I'm like, who the hell is bet on yourself? Okay.
He betting on himself, baby.
Nah, for real. I just had this conversation with my friends, right? like when you got that male figure, that father figure, that it goes a long way in the basketball world. Like, you know, I'm from New York, right? So being from New York, I say, yo, look at almost everybody that made it to the NBA. Most of them got father figures in their life. Lance, Danny Green, Tobias Harris, Stephon Marbury had his big brothers. I don't know if he's had his father, but he had his big brothers in there. Did Kimba? I don't know about Kimba, but most of the guys
Kimba always talk about his mother. I never heard him talk
right.
about
Kimba might be one of the exception.
But
Danny
maybe
Green,
his coach, because didn't he go to legendary Rice?
Right.
Rice High School.
People who had the game with the father figures in their life, they damn near made it. That had the skill set, of course, you know, the God-given ability to.
Yeah, I grew that
it.
much,
Had
Nick.
plenty of people with the talent without the mentality and without the father figure who just be lost in the sauce.
Yep.
Real quick, is that if you're raising a son to play basketball these days, what option are y'all doing after high school? Y'all can talk about that because I don't even know.
Well, it depends on. Again, I would have been better served because I graduated high school 5'7", 130 pounds. That first year of college, I came home 6'1.5", 175. So I'd have been better served. I'd have been, and that was actually in a short span. That was from January 2000 to May 2000. I grew all of that. I would have been better served to probably go to prep school than going to junior college. I think it depends on the honesty of, number one, the talent level of your child. Because to me, in my opinion, if you're not being highly recruited to play college basketball, the chance of you being a pro is slim to none. Not just you can't do it, it's slim to none. So then you have to ask your question, since it's slim to none, if my child was to stop playing basketball tomorrow, my son, is he an academic person? And if so, what is he going to major in? And what type of lifestyle does he want? Or is he more of a trade school person? Because you have to be honest about that. Not saying they can't go to school and play basketball and do all that. But now that I'm looking back on it, Nick, you have to look at what type of son you have to dictate what routes you want them to go. Because you got prep school. People are reclassifying left and right nowadays like it's the thing to do. You got junior college, and there's 3 levels of JUCO. I played D1 JUCO, but you got D2, you got D3. You got NAIA, and then you got 3 levels of NCAA, D1, D2, D3. So I think it's more about knowing what your son's capabilities are and what they really are going to be in the future as far as being an adult and what they really want to do. Because I have a friend now who was really good. He's Chicago State's all-time leading scorer at a pro career. His son ain't that. But he's trying to still keep his son like that. And I be telling him all the time, no, that boy need to go work a job, bro. He graduated this year from high school. That's not it. So you got to kind of be realistic because they're only going to be 18 or 19 for right now. What about when they 29 and they 30? You got to see, people don't think like that's my advice going back and doing it. If I could do it all over again, I might not try to play pro. I would have went to barber school or trucking school and came right with it. Because to be honest with you, yeah, pro ball was cool, the experience, the travel, but I didn't make no money. I came home broke every year. The most money I ever made was $1,200 a month one year. That's it. I never made no money. So in the grand scheme of things, one could say, was it really worth it? I would say no, because I just, before I lost my business, when I became 32, 33, I had finally just caught up to all my friends who didn't choose that route because I was so behind because I didn't make any money. So I know that's a long answer, but I think it's more about knowing what your child is and preparing them for their future than just bouncing the ball. I think that's more realistic in my opinion.
Well, he wanted to hear that. He said, "We say we dropping gems, y'all." Yo, Mel,
I feel
are you have a presidential candidate of your choosing or something like that? You have the American flag behind you. You got an announcement to make.
I'm at work.
Okay.
I feel like somewhat what Zach said. You know, you really got to know your kid. You're gonna want to pick a school that feels like home. You know, every school's gonna try to sell you a dream, tell you you're gonna play.
Yep.
You got to pick a school that feels like home. And another thing, like you said, you gotta know the level. You know, some people might be pros, some people might try to get a 9 to 5 after. pick a school where you're going to play. All these schools, some people want to go to the big schools. They're not going to play. Where you could be going to a low major and be the leading scorer there. What else I want to touch on? But it's also different nowadays because you got so many options nowadays. The transfer portal. I don't like it this year. I'm going next year. You know, we didn't have that option.
That's
so
crazy.
That option is different. Yeah, kinda. You know, I'm putting this out there, but my friend Jabari Smith, that's my man, right? Jabari Smith, who played in Rockets, but I'm also cool with his pops. So I was in Atlanta before I moved to LA. I went through the process with him, like, you know, he was like, he wasn't lit on social media. You know, it was a thing where it was kids in high school that had 500,000 followers. Jabari probably had like 9K followers. You feel me? So at the time, them kids AAU wise, they packing the seats. They're going to see the games. They're going to go see the dude who's doing 360 dunks, where Jabari's just a regular full pull-up jump shot, really on some pro stuff. But his father had him locked in, like, listen, we don't care about that. We don't care about social media. And then you can go to any school you want to, but guess what? We're going to go where you can play. He could have went to any school in the world. He went to Auburn, the highest recruit there, even over Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley wasn't a high recruit in high school. To coming out of high school, he wasn't even leaving Auburn. Jabari is the highest pick from Auburn. So that's why I got that. Just being around him, I literally went through the whole process and just been around the older Jabari's senior, the whole process, like, of seeing, like, damn. That's when I left after that's when I left LA after I went through the process with him. I'm like, damn, how many people you know? Like, he knew, like, even before he got drafted, before the season, they had Jabari going like 13th to 7th. He had such a good season, he ended up being in the top 5 pick. You know, but
Nick said
nobody
he actually works in the athletic department at Auburn.
Besides us.
You heard that, Mel?
Yeah.
Huh?
We got Nick Pillow. He's always
He
in
works
the
at
comments.
Auburn.
Shout out to Nick Pillow. He said I work.
Look how crazy that is. But listen, they know me, Jabari Smith Jr., Jabari. Those my peoples. But yeah, so me seeing that, it's just like, it's the
it opened your eyes. It opened your eyes to a lot, right?
Like, it's really
like how important that really is.
And then like, you know, like who is saying? Deontay Murray was saying, like, how in the draft they do, you know, they investigate, they do everything, you know, they go through your history. But guess what? His pops was in the NBA already. He telling him how to move, and he's a good person, good man. So it's like he's mature well beyond his age. So to tie the end with, you know, the kids, having a father figure in their life. So all of that, I really got a chance. I'm blessed to got a chance to be behind the scenes and experience that. And it's like, that plays a part, bro.
Yo,
because you heard Mike Beasley talk about that. I was gonna say, you heard Mike Beasley talk about that in the More Than an Athlete, about the people around him and how they was almost just draining him, like he didn't have the same type, like what you saying. He didn't have that support system,
right?
And arguably one of the most talented people, to your point, Fabian, I've ever seen.
And you don't got the father figure, like, saying, like, listen, you worry about basketball. That's how it works. You worry about basketball. I know the ins and outs. Played in the league. I worry about everything else. Like you said, you ain't got nothing else to worry about but the game now. Like I said, you got everything you need. You got the machine to shoot you. You just got to put in the work to have the mentality to be great. Because the talent is there now. If you got it, it's just you got to have the right people around you.
Well, speaking of father figures, I gotta go be a father. I push this envelope to the max. But I did not want this conversation to finish. Zach, Zach, you look, you got the comments on fire, bro. So Mel, look how
make
Mel
sure y'all
back.
Follow everybody, man. If you follow me, I follow you, man. That's what this. Just follow and support everybody's content, man.
What'd
it's
you say,
enough
Fabian?
food for everybody.
Follow and subscribe to Z Show at the Z Show. That the handle is actually on YouTube now. You know, YouTube is transforming into a social media account now. Nick Pillow, shout out to you. We ain't know you was in that. I guess you got us down there in Auburn.
Auburn, yeah.
Look how crazy that is. That's crazy.
I want to appreciate Mel with the I knew it was he threw us for a loop with the Tobias Harris and everything like that. But again, to me, we need things like this because everything's a growing moment. Like, as long as we got, I think we got, even if we get out of hand, we got the right people involved here that wants to just learn and wants to just have a cool conversation. Like, Ain't nobody trying to fuck nobody up. That's what I like about Twitter. Like, you guys act tough, bro, but come on now. We ain't doing all that over here. Like, I ain't with all that shit. So, Mel, even though you crazy out your mind with Harrison Barnes and Tobias Harris, I really do appreciate you jumping on here, Zach. Anything you need, bro, let me know, because I know how it is. And in terms of businesses, we doing the business right here. So this thing on AllBallTV again, this is Wu-Tang,
I'm good.
bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm good now, but for a while to be trying to produce content and worry about how you gonna feed a 6 and 4-year-old and your wife, bro. Like, that's why I said people don't be understanding what.
More
and it's not like
go through.
Yeah, that's what people go through. Not like you want sympathy, because we all go through stuff, but all this Twitter stuff, how people be talking to you and crazy, be like, dude, I be one day I want to like go find somebody. Like,
Nah,
you don't
put
know
that shit down. That's why I told you, listen, I don't know. Listen, and I know what it is. I'm like, I try to play cool, but we'll talk about that another day, bro. But you got my math, you got everything. Hit me whenever you need something, Mel. Love you being on here, bro. I'm telling you.
Love, Mel. Appreciate it, bro.
Shout out to AllBall. Shout out to Nick Pillow. Shout out to Smiles for Cupcakes. Turbo. Rage Man. Dime Dropper stopped in here.
Yeah.
Yo, the family's gonna grow. When this AllBall thing is gonna get even bigger. The more y'all spread it out, the more y'all keep pushing it out there. We're gonna have more conversations like this, and we're gonna
how can we like share it while we on it? Like, you know how you share the live?
Oh, see, when you on the stream, it's tough. But like before you go on the stream, while you on it, you know how you appear in the black box, you just go to YouTube, click the link of the live link, and then just share it out in your DM.
Can I exit it?
If you want to, remember, you
could. But what you should
in.
do is when you first come on, when he first come on, do what I do with any video, even if I'm not live. When I first come on, I hit the like button, so I make sure I liked it. And if I want to share it, I share it right away before I even click the link. And then once you click the link, you in there, you good. You already shared it.
Okay, appreciate that, Zach. And then we can share the actual video so people will could jump in and see us. Because they can always tap the link in the chat.
Punch in, I don't really know.
Oh yeah, yo, bro. Underneath the video, it should say share, and it says I don't know if you have an iPhone. It should say copy the link.
You don't got an iPhone.
I don't know. Some people have. I didn't have an iPhone until last year.
Yeah, when we first met, this dude, he was putting that green stuff in my text box.
Yeah,
when I first met Fabian.
Yo, and I started with an iPhone, but the Androids to me they're actually better. They work, but I got everything Apple now, so I got I don't went to the dark side. But yo, I gotta go be a dad. Gotta go,
Appreciate y'all.
Talking about. Nah, Zach, appreciate you more, bro. All ball in the building. Fabian Perspective. AllBallTV. You already know. Mel, check y'all later, man.